This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman. Middleman.
No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turn losses to losses, then flipped it to passion.
Disclaimer: this broadcast is intended for commentary, discussion, and entertainment purposes only. All topics and statements are based on publicly available information, including news reports, social media content, and third-party sources, which may include allegations or unverified claims. The views expressed are opinions and should not be interpreted as confirmed facts. This content is not intended to harm, defame, misrepresent any individual, organization, or entity. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. No middleman. We ain't chasing clicks. We trapping the algorithm with truth. Let's go. Turn the beat, bitch. We trap the algorithm, cooking truth daily. Everybody love fake, real talk make them hate me. Selective outrage, moral confidence shaky. They don't want truth unless it entertaining. Trap the algorithm, no middleman. Yeah, we all in. Speak facts loud, whole room listening. Everybody trigger when the truth start hitting them. Alabama roots with a Georgia mentality. Pretty face, but I speak reality. Everybody online selling fantasy till accountability pull up gradually. People want healing but avoid the pain. Want peace online but still play games. Off tone cut deep when I say names. Truth hit different when you can't deflect blame. Everybody screaming protect my peace. Whole time they the chaos underneath. No middleman, we exposing belief. Cause fake empowerment getting way too deep. We trap the algorithm, cooking truth daily. Everybody love fake, real talk make them hate me. Selective outrage, moral confidence shaking. They don't want truth unless it entertaining. Blow the bar now, I'm posted in Texas. Plug with 2G, bring perspective to the message. Everybody gangsters through Wi-Fi connections. To real life pressure, start testing reflections. Internet culture got people performing. Fake woke energy, socially exhausting. Everybody loud but internally storming. True get ignored while the drama keeps going. We expose contradiction every episode. Everybody chasing clout instead of growth. No middleman, we just saying what they want. Trap real truth through the digital smoke. Ooh, trap real truth. Yeah. Louisiana roots, but I done seen it glow. 20 years serving, now studying human souls. Mental health lens when I break down the codes. Everybody hide on while pretending they evolve. I can read people before they start speaking. Everybody talk till accountability creeping. Whole world loud, but emotionally bleeding. Truth sound dangerous when the culture misleading. Podcast don't feel like therapy sessions. We unpack trauma while they chasing pressures. No middleman asking real questions. Trap the algorithm with uncomfortable messages. No middleman. Season 2. Selected outrage. Moral convenience. Truth over comfort.
I don't hit hard. Tonight, I want to start with one question. Are we really at war, or have we become so divided that every disagreement feels like one? Because over the last few days, we've watched something bigger than EYL, bigger than Rashad Bilal, bigger than Tezlyn Figaro, and bigger than Killer Mike. We've watched a conversation about Black ownership, Black support, accountability, loyalty, and respect explode in real time. One side is saying, stand on what you said. The other side is saying, hold on, let us explain what we meant. And somewhere between the statement, the reaction, the explanation, the clips, the commentary, and the algorithms, the conversation became a battlefield. But before we start choosing sides tonight, I want to go backwards, back to Greenwood, back to Tulsa, Oklahoma, back to what America once called Black Wall Street, a thriving Black community filled with businesses, professionals, families, and Black economic independence before the 1921 massacre devastated Greenwood. That history matters tonight, not because what happened in Tulsa is equivalent to an argument on social media. It's absolutely not. But because Greenwood reminds us of something. Building is hard, destroying is easy. It can take years to build trust, years to build a business, years to build institution, years to convince people that something belongs to them too. And sometimes only a few words can make people question everything. So tonight, we're not here to protect EYL. We're not here to destroy EYL. We're not here to blindly defend Killer Mike or Tezlyn yeah, it's Tuesday. Figaro either. No middleman. We're going directly into the conversation, what was actually said, what was actually meant, and what responsibility does a Black business have to the Black community that helps support it? And equally important, does supporting someone mean that they can never disappoint you? Maybe this isn't war, maybe it's a misunderstanding, or maybe we're finally having a conversation about Black business, Black consumers, ownership, and expectations that we've been avoiding for a long time. Tonight, let's discuss it.
Yeah. You're not rocking with the realest podcast in the room. No middleman. Souls. Soft rain. Uncle Plug. Let's go. No middleman.
Let's stop there. Welcome in everybody to the No Middleman. Welcome everybody who's in the chat, all the new people. If you can hit that like button and subscribe. I want to stop here first because this is very unique. This actually was pretty much like a to be continued conversation from last night that we ended on. And I think it's a great conversation. Plug reminds me a lot of Killer Mike because Plug likes to, it can make you frustrated. It'll make you frustrated for about 24 to 48 hours when you talk to Plug. Because Plug gonna see things from multiple sides, but he's trying to do what Killer Mike is doing here. Because Killer Mike says something that I think this interview can be overlooked. There's a lot of key moments in this interview. We're just playing 17 minutes of it, but he said something very interesting that he still feels that everybody can still be on the bus with the same vision. Killer Mike doesn't just look at people for what they're saying. He doesn't, we might not agree, but that doesn't mean we're not all on the same mission. We might have, Killer Mike looks at people as they have roles in, because I heard Plug talk about this a lot. And Plug, you can chime in whenever you like. Plug talked about like knowing your position, knowing who you are, like knowing what role you're playing. And Killer Mike talks a lot about that, about everybody can be wanting to go to the same place, but doesn't mean everyone's going to have the same outlook, right? But then you can listen to Tezlyn, which I agree with her too, right? Because she separates herself from what we talked about last week when we talked about grifters. Because she told you that she stands on her purpose, not content.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's not doing a live to get paid for it. She's not doing a live to get everybody riled up. She's just giving you a message, and those who are there to receive the message, you get it and you no longer can see it again. And I think it's very unique because we have talked about this conversation pretty much the past 3 weeks, just how everybody consumes or how everybody looks at things. And I think it's very unique to have two people in the same room that almost says all the same things that us three say together, but in just a different manner. What you got, Plug?
I like her. I do like her. But she needs somebody like Mike because he will increase her circle. He would increase her territory. There'll be a perfect yin and yang because, you know, she fed up. She a lot of people act like F them niggas. She does. She like, for the ones I'm talking to, I'm talking directly to them. Everybody else, I don't care. He like, yeah, I know. And he like me, like for real, because he's thinking like, man, I still got patience. I got so much love, I still got patience. I got so much love, I still got patience. And you get that with time, wisdom. You have patience with people. You learn to have patience with people. But most of the people just don't. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm sorry, dog. I've been at working since like 8. I was from 8 to 8:30, my boy. So I had to go and finish my what's name. But real talk, you know, I just feel as if she needs she need like a Leroy. Remember that little segment on Key and Peele?
Yeah, that was exactly.
She need a Leroy to actually no, it's a protein bar, Richard. You're listening too hard.
Let's stay on. Let's get it. Let's stay on top of y'all.
And you know, it's no, it's like
already.
You need somebody that can buffer the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that album, even though everybody loved Killer Mike, like that solidified his respect for all the things that he been doing. And somebody say, oh man, just go shut up and rap. Now you're a Grammy Award winner. You need somebody to buffer that lane between the intellectuals and the ones that's in the street. You need that buffer. And she ain't trying, and she ain't playing. I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? I like her. She's absolute. Like he said, she's absolutist, and I like her. I like her demeanor. I like the way she presents. I like the way she speaks. I like her fire. But most definitely, you know, she needs a buffer.
What's your thoughts, Ray?
Well, I listened to this twice today, and I did listen to the gentleman over there, EYL, because I didn't particularly know what really happened in this situation until today. It's just like we said in the opener as well. There's something, sometimes words can get misconstrued, especially if you're not getting them in the whole context. And we've seen that here plenty of times. And we talked about that, or you talked about that even last night. People will look at a short, they'll look at a clip and automatically assume that, or and take their interpretation of a couple of words versus hearing the full context of a conversation. So I feel like before we sound off and before we get all rah, we need to take everything into consideration, the full context of the conversation into consideration. And I don't know in this instance if that actually happened, because like I said, I didn't know anything about this until I started listening to it today. But I think at the end of the day, we as people, period, need to instill more understanding in the core of us. Sometimes we just take the top and not dive into the cookie jar. Sometimes we just take that one cookie off the top, and sometimes those crumble pieces at the bottom have all the information type deal.
Yeah. And I don't know if you guys took the time to watch the whole hour-long version of it when they went a little bit more in depth. But I watched the full hour too, and I think it's very unique that she says she's a very, like, what's the word she used, Plug? She's a very what did Killer Mike say she was? She was very
she was an absolutist.
She says she's an absolutist, but he said that. But later on in the interview, she talks about who she really is, and she's really not that. She's just absolute about certain people that she put her hands off of. You see what I mean? Like, there's certain people that she just, okay, that's what they're gonna do. I'm cool with that. We don't need to have the conversation anymore because I know where you stand. Like, but she does agree with some conversations need to be had, right? But she's big too about, and we talk about this a lot here, and you guys hear it from me all the time. I feel like it's certain places for certain conversations.
Absolutely.
And she talks about that in the hour-long interview about like, hey, because y'all know she's been with Ben Crump and the team with Nolan Wells' family. And she was saying like, me and Ben Crump disagree all the time. I just don't got to go on the platform and talk about it. She said, me and Killer Mike, we argue and debate all the time. We just don't got to go on the platform and talk about it. And I think that's the biggest thing that we're missing throughout life today, is that sometimes certain individuals get so involved in content that they think everything is content.
Yeah.
And I think we got lost in that when everybody used to say that, well, if you embarrass them out loud, you need to apologize out loud. Like, everybody feels like everything needs to be seen now. Everybody needs to put out their cell phone. Everybody needs to hear what you have to say. But I think more respect and more change happens when you take people aside and have the conversation solo.
The one-on-one. Yeah.
The one-on-one, you know what I mean? Because these platforms get you lost because everybody's in the comments going to pick a side. So now you're actually conversating with ego and not intelligence. If everybody, and y'all hear me say it all the time, the loudest person in the room will always beat souls in an argument. Because I don't go high or low. I don't change. Like, I stay balanced. Like, I'm not gonna, if you yell, you're just yelling. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna yell with you. You know what I mean? So like, you're gonna out yell me. Like, if you yell and you argue, you're gonna beat me every time, perception wise. But I think it was a very, very good interview. I would highly encourage everybody who's here tonight. We appreciate all y'all coming in. We see you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to all channels, Uncle Plug TV and Conversations with Soft Rain. Rain will put them in the chat for y'all to be able to follow everyone's channel. But I want to play the rest of this, but I thought it was a very amazing conversation. But I want you guys to also hear how Killer Mike, even in this conversation, allows her to have her opinion, and he has his opinion. They don't agree, but they're still having a conversation.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. They respectfully disagree.
Yes.
But they still keep the conversation going. It's no like back and forth. Okay, your point. Okay, that's your point.
Yes.
My point. Okay, that's my point. Okay, let's move forward and get the
That's
bigger
a debate.
and it's respectful. Either way it goes, just keep it respectful. You know, because everybody's not going to feel like red is the best color in the room, you know, so.
And I know, like, it's not nothing new, but when she said it multiple times today, it made me think about, I'm no longer here to make people agree with souls. I'm here just to give you what souls has. Like, I'm not trying to convince you. You can believe the way you want to believe. I'm just going to always give you my side, because she talked about, sometimes it's about knowing that you have a person that's willing to get in the ring. Like, once you find your tribe, they need to know that you're willing to get in the ring and swing. So the people who think the way I think, eventually they will come along, and then they'll stay in the ring because they're like, okay, we got our prize fighter. He's willing to go in there, throw the punches, take the blows, and he's going to come back every day, champion for what we believe in. Plug going to do the same thing for his people. Rain going to do the same thing for her people. So I just thought it was an amazing message. So we're going to play the last few minutes of it. And again, everybody in the chat, you know, definitely leave your opinion about this topic. I think it's a great right there. Just got a notification, I guess.
What happened?
What are you talking about, Mike? What you talking about?
What happened?
Oh, I'm going to stop it right there. I'm assuming that, and y'all let me know in the chat, I guess Killer Mike he copyrights.
Oh no.
So it interrupted on some ends. Welcome in everybody. We got almost like 100+ people in here watching. I'm gonna play it in the background real quick. Everybody in the chat, let me know if it's still playing. If y'all can look on your side to see if it's still playing. I'm gonna let it on your side, and it's I'm gonna let it play in the background. Really pay attention to this analogy he's about to give of why certain battles are very important and how we should look at certain battles. Again, sorry we had to put it in the background, but just listen to it very close. So it stops right there. This was just a 17-minute clip, and I thought it was a very powerful conversation. I would highly suggest you guys go over to Killer Mike's show called the Conversate and watch the whole hour and 14 minutes, because they get more into like the Nolan Wells, the Brandon Tatum, DL Hughley conversation with Killer Mike. She even talked about she encourages Killer Mike to sit down with DL Hughley very soon and have a conversation. She talks about that people need to just get in the ring and have the conversation. Like, it's not about who's right, who's wrong, but just having the conversation. But what is your thoughts about this Plug and Rain on the tail end of what he was talking about having people, regardless of how you may feel about a certain area, but every person of color or whoever they're trying to make change should be welcome. It might not look the same, but we all can actually use each other. And that's kind of what I was trying to pose last night, that like, I understand that we all live in separate homes and we do things differently, but it comes a point in time where we all need to come together for the betterment of the community or society.
You Plug. Go ahead.
I wish it was just us.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. No, go ahead. Say it. Say it. Play it for, Plug. You gotta say it. Play it for.
I wish it was just black folks. I wish that we could just truly get our act together. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is, but we just say I don't know what it is. What makes it so hard for us to come together? But I just have to come back to, the what happened, what happened to us. It's virtually, we're fighting a war that is going to take for the youth to have to mature and take over, because it's not. I know we need others. But I wish it was just us, that we could just get it together. 5 people I spoke to, 5 black men I know get money, and only one said yes. Only one said yes. Only one said, yeah, bro, as soon as you, hey, yeah, let me see what they do, and then boom, I'm with you. The only one. Only one said, only one. And that one would sit on the other side of them other 4, and they'd be like, why him? No, why not you, goofy? And yeah. It's like that, man. It's like that, man. And I'm like, man, it's absolutely catastrophic the way it is, the way we are as a people. Like, we'll show up for a chunky Sunday, bring the cars and the bike side. We'll go over there and spend money with the vendor. Then somebody come back and say something about the greens, and then nobody will go over there. It's 6 things on the plate. They say one thing about the greens, don't nobody go back over there. Like, it's amazing how we are as the people, but yet we will let someone else that's not us come in and absolutely destroy us, and one put up no fight. No fight, man.
So let's have the conversation, Plug, because I think you'll be able to articulate it and step in whenever you like. So you're kind of saying the question that I asked doing one of your shows with Doe. When the Nolan Wells thing first jumped off, y'all played a video by a white man.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked you, why does the white man video have so much more validity than what black people are saying?
Oh,
why do we, like, I remember Nancy Grace. I don't know if y'all see what's going on with Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace has just been exposed, putting out fake content, erasing certain parts of interviews. You go watch Killer Mike whole interview. Tezlyn talks about she deleted half of their conversation. That's why she don't do pre-recorded videos. And I was the first person to say, This white woman is putting on an act. And all the old black folks in the chat was telling me, no, Nancy Grace been doing it for a long time. She be out there fighting crime. I'd never seen a group of people, which are African Americans, we have to specify because we're having a conversation right now. I never seen a group of people who would have so much negative to say about another group of people, but then still select selective people out of the group to think that they're going to be morally different.
The reason why I used him is because maybe they'll hear his voice. You know what I mean? Instead of the theatrics and the, you know, the theater, you know what I'm saying? Like actually hear his voice and actually move or something that will just click, because, you know, our teachers, I didn't grow up in Atlanta, so my teachers was white. You know, the only ones that was black was my football coaches, was my, you know, the sports, all the sports was black, but everything else that had anything to do that was intellectual, National Honor Society, all the other things that, you know, that you wanted to join was white. So your instructions to move as a unit come from white. But everything that comes from black, it's like they do not move. Black folks don't move for black folks. We just don't. And it's like we could put it on the Willie Lynch. We know that these things exist. We know that that's what the program is, but yet we won't step out the program.
Well, Plug, can I ask you something?
There you go, Ray.
Talk about it.
Why is it and y'all forgive me because I can be a little naive sometimes, because I've been on this side. I've been on this side of the
just talk. Don't even give the go ahead.
You ain't gotta give them all that. We know where you stand.
Why is it? Dang, I lost my question now. Dang, April. Why is it such? Because of where somebody chooses to spend their money. Why is it such an issue? I know we always preach support black businesses, support this, support that, support, you know, support who you are. Okay. Support us. Okay. I'm saying us, support us. But why is it such a problem if one or two people or whomever choose not to? Just because, I mean, and it could be because of several different reasons, of course. Maybe the quality may not be as good. Maybe, you know, they just don't choose this particular product or whatever you got going on at the time. Why is it such an issue? If I'm black, I gotta always support black. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
And that's understood. And I understand exactly what you're trying to say. I can give you this. It'll be amazing that they'll go to some place where they'll spend their money and say, oh, I ain't spending my money on this cheap t-shirt. That's black, right? But let them throw a family reunion where they got to buy something in bulk and have to print it up for themselves. They go get that same cheap t-shirt. It's just, I'm telling you, it's like,
also the principle and the action than actually doing it.
You know what it is? And when I say self-hate, they want to look at me like it's crazy. When they hate, they act like it's like self-hate. And man, I love my black folk. I really do. I really do love my black folk. And we really have to step outside the program. We got to step outside the program because we need more. You can't just do, you just can't do. And just because them t-shirts are cheap right now, the more you support, the quality can go up. The more I can buy in bulk. I couldn't get no capital. I got this out my pocket. We redline. They won't let us get it. You can't get no capital. So I had to come out my pocket. So that's why I got these t-shirts. But this is my design, man. This is my dream. Support my dream, support my vision. Now, as you support my vision, now I can step my quality up. Now I don't need the bank now because my people looked out for me. It's okay, like that.
So in the analogy you gave earlier about, you had 5 people that
Mhm.
that you presented this vision to, and only one said, "Hey, I'll support." Why do you have to? Why is it that because those other 4 people didn't want to support, they might not believe in your vision, or they might not want to be a part of that vision? So why was it such an issue for those 4 people not to support?
Because you can see me, and you'll support an invisible bully. You'll support
So
an invisible bully, and
so
you won't complain about somebody extorting you. You won't
so
complain about somebody extorting you.
so why are we always scrutinizing those people who put their support elsewhere? Or if, say for instance, Soul's got a vision, right? Plug got a vision. They say, "Hey, Rain, we need your support on this vision." If I don't see Soul's vision, but I see Plug's vision clearly, I'm saying clearly, so I support Plug, but I don't, like, I'm gonna give word support to Souls. I'm not gonna invest financially, but I invest in Plug financially. So why am I scrutinized just because I choose to be behind Souls and word of mouth, but I support the way I support is the way I support.
Yeah, but I'll take your quarter even if you give Souls $1. I'll take your quarter. I'll take your contribution. However, it ain't got to be monetary. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even have to buy the shirt. How about you just pick the shirt up and post it on your social? You ain't necessarily got to
Any
buy the
kind of
shirt.
support is some support.
Yeah, any type of support is some support. Any type of support is some support. What is it different support? Let's say if I went and liked and commented on 10 of your videos and then watched now one of them. You know what I'm saying?
That's still support
It's still
because it's a
support.
comment.
It's
It's a
still
view.
support. It's a comment. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. Or if I ran 30 of them and I ain't liking comment on now one of them, but I watched 30 of them. Either way, you're getting something from each contribution. So I'll take your quarter even if you give Souls 50. I'll take your quarter if you give him $50. I'm straight with that. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for supporting. It ain't about the amount of support, it's just the support. It ain't about what you do when you standing with us. It's just about standing. As long as it
even
ain't
if
no
you
bullshit.
choose to not participate in the product, still take some kind of support behind it. But why? But I think mostly it gets scrutinized when the financial aspect is not there. Because I can
Because
share
you know
your
why?
product all day long, but I think it's more so. I think it's more so the financials too.
Yeah, but what them guys are discussing is that in hindsight is of you'll spend so much money with them, but then won't even invest in us. Like you wouldn't even invest in yourself. Like my example was the investing in yourself. My example was out of 5 men that I taught, I said 5 because the spots was actually 6, and I was one of the 6. And I said the one out of 5 guys that I know get money, only one said, "Oh yeah, for sure. Let me know. I'm down with that. Just let me know." Because I told him, "Hey man, I'm gonna be the guinea pig. I'm gonna go in first."
So let me ask you: do you feel disappointed that those other 4 people
It's expected.
essentially it's
It's
expected?
expected.
But do you feel?
I
How
want to
did
be
you feel?
surprised. I want to be surprised for a change. I want to be surprised. Damn, I got all man. I'm surprised all y'all came, man. Hey, bro, I got 5 of them. Let's go. Because it was going to be a trickle down. It was going to be a trickle down. Like each one was going to get a cut from the next. So the first one in to the last one. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. I love that. You know what I'm saying? I love that, man. I love that, man. Just stand, man. Just stand.
Yeah. Yeah. I just look at it a little different because I'm the type of person that I do my due diligence so that when people do have a problem, I always have a scenario. Like perfect example in this conversation we're talking about right now. Nobody talks about Actively Black. That company, Actively Black, that was very popular during the pandemic. He came out on the pivot and finally told everybody he was a Black-owned business owner. When he first opened his business, he refused to tell his race or put any pictures of himself on social media, anything on his website. He never told people he was Black-owned until after George Floyd incident.
Mm.
And when I see stuff like that, that's what troubles me. Is because we will ignore the elephant in the room and yell at the bunny rabbit in the corner. Oh, Soul Man, bro, you ain't nah, bro. He just lied about his whole brand. You want me to support it? He ain't even believe in it. So now you mad at me because I won't support it, and just because he finally told us it was Black-owned? Like, that's the type of stuff I can't get behind. Like, I can't get behind like that type of stuff. Like,
now I'm in the corner saying, "Damn, he had to do that." You know what I'm saying?
And that's like that's how Plug would feel. Plug would give him an excuse for what he did, not and ignore that he literally said he didn't believe enough in his own race to be a productive company.
And our conversation, our dialogue between me and Rain is exactly why. And that's the crazy thing about it, that we having this three-way conversation, your objective, her perspective, my perspective. And guess what? It comes down to why. Why can't we do this? You know what I'm saying? Why I have to go get a white front man? You know what I'm saying? Why I got to go get an Asian front man? Why I have to go? It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
That'd be my whole thing. Like and like, to answer Rain's first half of your question, I don't even care about the quality. If I support you, I support you. Like, I don't even care about the quality. You're a starter company. I expect you to have bad quality.
Of course, yeah.
Like, you went to the lowest bidder so that you can get this product out. Now, when I give you feedback that my letters came off after I watched it first time, I want you to tell me the next drop we're gonna have some different letters. Like, for real, like,
right, yeah.
That's all I care about. I don't really care about. I supported you because I supported you. I ain't support you.
Say nothing. Yeah. I wouldn't even say nothing. I'm the type that won't even say nothing. I just come back and see if my support helped you get better, helped you bring out a better product. You know Mark, what I'm saying? I want to see what. I'm sorry.
And Mark, I know you just came in. We're talking about a situation where they were talking about Black-owned businesses and things of that nature. So that's the only reason why we're talking about race.
That's why the race is in it. That's the only reason why we're talking about race more.
Because, like, I don't, and there's so many prominent things I seen when I was in Chocolate City in DC.
And Mark, just for the record, race does matter, bro. I'm just saying. It ain't everything, but it does matter.
But when I was at DC, like, a lot of people don't know about the Black lady who ended up buying all the abandoned buildings in downtown DC. And she created the first all Black-owned businesses. Like, everybody who owns a building in her complex area in that mile radius is Black-owned, all of them. And I want to say her first year, it was all Black females. Like, and she started off selling spices. She was a spice lady. She was a cook, and she sold spices and things of that nature. So it's one of those things, man. I feel like you build it and they'll come.
Yeah, but Mark, it ain't an attack. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure that you live in the East Point. I know what East Point is, and I'm pretty sure
that battery,
you probably sound like Rain. You probably black adjacent. I understand you love your community. Everybody should love their community. Everybody. You know what I mean? And it ain't got nothing to do just because you white that you're like you're an enemy or something. No, it ain't like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never that, bro. It's never that. It's none of us hold those ideals of being, you know, black superiority or you know what I mean, like or white superiority. We all folk, man. We all folk, man. I pull out my phone, man. You be shocked who in my phone, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I just want us to get to a point, and like I said, I will highly encourage you guys to go watch the entire interview.
I will.
I would like for us to get to the point where we can have conversations like they did. Like have conversations to the point where, okay, I already know Plug ain't gonna agree with me, but I just want to have the conversation.
Oh yeah.
Like I just want to have it.
Don't be prejudiced.
No. You see what I mean? Like that's kind of what it boiled down to, right? Because you know, Killer Mike, before it cuts off, Killer Mike said, you know, oh, they feel like a personal shot at me. Like I'm taking strays, you know what I mean? Because he does get a lot of that feedback, right? And it's an important question that we are going to answer once we get down to it in the comments. And it's funny because me, Plug, and Rand, we already had this Killer Mike conversation almost over a month ago. I brought it up. So we'll talk about that. But we appreciate everybody who stayed tuned for that first segment, man. So here we go.
Tristan said these two dudes are scammers, allegedly. Carl, welcome in, Carl. I hope you hit that like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Penny said, I think her tone dilutes the message.
So do y'all want to talk about that first?
Talking about her tone?
They call her the pit bull.
I'm not
Plug love that tone.
Yeah, I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to that tone, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got something to say, man, say it. You know what I'm saying? I love that tone. You know what I'm saying? Because she's trying to get a point across, and you can obviously hear her frustration.
But
she's standing firm in her.
Yeah, but she's also the person I was speaking of, right? She's the person that she will always look like she's winning the argument. Because black people do love excitement. When you two come, they feel like you don't care. So they want you to crash out. Crashing out, they want to see crash outs at all times. Especially when it's about us. When it's about us.
Because it shows passion. It shows passion.
That's the perception. That's the perception.
Passionate people. She you don't think she's passionate?
Who, her?
Yeah.
She's passionate. I'm gonna say something, and this is not gonna be popular, but a lot of these people that we see today that are passionate, they're passionate because their pockets are full and they have power behind them. When you have nothing to lose, your passion can look a little different. And I think that's where we get confused in our community is that if Mr. Plug owns 300 Walmarts in the state of Texas and he can't go out here and just crash out on everybody, that doesn't make him less black. I know that he has to still be the man that has to get in front of the TV and talk about his 300 Walmarts he owns in Texas. You see what I mean? Like, that's why I said for me, it's hard to correlate passion with just how loud you are or how aggressive you are in your speech, because some people are presenting themselves differently now due to they're trying to protect what they do have called assets. But I feel with her, she made it very clear, right? She's not pushing for a platform. She's not, if you watch the whole interview, she talked about she didn't take the bid that they offered. She talks a lot about Brandon Tatum. I think it was CNN or one of these networks offered her pretty much a bag to like do what Candace Owens did. And she refused it. Like, she hasn't took a bag from nobody, Fox, nobody. Any show she goes on, she just goes on there and then she leaves. She's not for sale. So when you look at her, she has nothing to lose because she's not tethered to anything. Once you become tethered and attached to something, you now have something to lose if that's how you make your livelihood. That's why I think we get so many different sides of Charleston White. We know how educated he is, but we also know that Charleston still got to go get that bag every day.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark.
What happened? He left?
No, he ain't leave.
No, he said he enjoying our content.
Oh.
I might have said it's fine for me. That's when we was trying to figure out if we had been taken down or not. Penny said, why is it taking so long for Killer Mike to step in the ring about Nolan, considering he is considered a mouthpiece for Black culture?
I'll let you take your first plug if you want.
It's all about the that's what Souls thought I was gonna do. It and until we get more information towards or some investigation or some apprehensions, there's nothing to talk about. To be completely honest, I don't want to put everybody I don't want to have everybody in Nolan Wells fatigue. You know what I mean? Like that's just me personally. But what anybody else does, feel free. But I'm not on that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Like I'm wise enough to know, like, man, until we get some new, like, it's some, hey man, them boys just went, hey, I'll be the first one to send it over to, I'll be the first one to sit it over there, boom, and say, hey, so, but we got to talk about this tonight. But them boys got apprehended, or them boys got arrested, such. They found who did this. Boy, they got a suspect. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't got a suspect. I'm not gonna get upset and be punching my laptop screen, you know, getting mad at my MacBook because, you know, ain't nobody then, you know, we ain't got nothing else. Everything else, everybody, I don't want to be regurgitating what everybody else is saying. You know what I mean? I don't want to be regurgitating the same. Then, because I ain't even know what grifting was. You feel me? Like I ain't know what it was, but I knew I went whatever it is before I knew. I ain't with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love Killer Mike too, Mark. That's my dog.
Yeah. So, but I think I can relate to Killer Mike even more. And me, Plug, and Rain had this kind of like, we talked about him a few times off the air. I think Killer Mike is also experiencing what most of us experience. And, you know, even though Tezlyn was upset at Earn Your Leisure, I can see how a person that feels like they invested so much into the Black community can say, man, I just give up. And I think that's why Killer Mike doesn't throw himself into like the Nolan Wells stuff, because that type of fatigue will wear you out over time, and you're only going to be as good as you are, right? Like everybody who followed Killer Mike was like, he's very inspiring to me. Like I love the way he think, but I also watch his show, right? I watch his show that has 270,000 subscribers, but he gets 600 views on his shows. You know why? Because Killer Mike is bringing Black men into a room talking about how do we better education, how do we better the drugs in our city, and he doesn't talk about drama. And I think Killer Mike almost did what Stephen A. Smith did. Killer Mike sold himself as one thing, but as he seen that he was getting bigger and his voice was getting more prominent, he understood that he had to shift. He had to pivot. Mm-hmm. He couldn't be that Killer Mike that everybody loved. He could still put it in his music, though. He put it in his albums. You go listen to his last album. He put it in his albums. But I can no longer go into the world of like platforms where millions of people are going to take in this content and me say something that everybody could run with and take it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. I think he understands his power now. And
he understood it when that last time he was on Bill Maher. Last time he was on Bill Maher. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so now that's why when you see him run, he stood next to Republicans in Atlanta last year. And he talks about why he stood next to him, right? They promised they promised certain programs into inner city schools, aerospace stuff and all. And he talks about his family is very heavy military and police officers. Killer Mike is very transparent if you listen to his content. So the reason why I think he didn't jump on Nolan Wells is because it's no dog in that fight. It's no evidence.
Two, you have to have discernment about what you talk about too, about what you want to ingest and what you want to put out. Because at the end of the day, you still got to be you in all of this, you know. So you have to think about the whole picture, you know. And if he's not ready to talk, or if he never talks about Nolan Wells, that's what he chose to do, you know. I know activists like him, people are, that's the expectation they have, but us folk like us, the common folk, you know, I think we put too many expectations on some of these people that are out in the public eye all the time as well. If he doesn't want to speak on Nolan Wells until it's over and done, then then he give his stance, then yes, you know.
And then you don't want to talk about something that infuriates you. When you talk about something that infuriates you, you stay like this. Something that inspires you keeps you like this. You can talk about broader things. I'd rather put my vision on these broader things than staying infuriated by one direct topic. Because you get your vision to get cloudy. Then what you was initially intending to do on your platform, it gets jaded.
Yeah. I'm telling you, because me and Rain know. I'm telling y'all, we could run this bag up now.
Oh yeah.
Like we see it. We do it once a week for town hall. Yeah. People, it's funny to me that a culture that says so much about trauma that we run to trauma.
That's crazy.
Penny said, and I know Killer Mike is not liked by all, but his platform is so much bigger than ATL, and it seems like that's what he caters to.
Yeah, but I think that's because that's where he lives, that's where he plants, that's where his seeds. That I think Killer Mike has made a decision that I'm no longer trying to save the world. I'm trying to change.
I'm trying to save my city.
Yeah, I'm trying to change my city. Like I'm no longer chasing to change the whole world. But if I could change ATL and where my children grow up and go to school, because he got backlash for that when everybody found out his daughter was going to a private school. Like he was getting backlash for just being a better parent.
That's crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. But our community different, but we different.
Plug is saying, Penny said, Plug is saying how I feel Mike is about his influence. Always butthurt because everyone not riding with him. Penny said, so you didn't have to do the 12 years of slave boys when referring. Toy Play, welcome in. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe and share this with somebody who might find this conversation interesting. Being a prisoner of war really affected the mental. We have to reprogram the brain black to white. Penny said, I honestly think our leading voices are so small compared to the 60s because of protecting the brand and image.
I agree with you on that one.
Killer said, the problem is we're having selfish, two-faced backstabbers have a platform. It would serve us best to have scholars who have invested years in learning the subject from different aspects. Penny said, Rain, it's an issue because disproportionately the Black community spends money on things that don't matter and take the money out of the community.
One for Rain today.
When others rotate their money back in their community. I understand, Penny. I understand. Penny said supporting and making them better. Mighty said, I try to support Black businesses, but some of them are just too expensive to continue to buy on a regular basis. I think too that some Black businesses do get the stigma of why, like, I can get this $10 t-shirt, you know, with this business over here that's not Black, that's not minority, but you're going to sell it for $15. The Black business is going to sell it for $15. So I think some Black businesses do get the stigma that they are trying to, and it's not all Black business, don't get me wrong, but some of them are like, they're trying to nickel and dime and get as much as they can.
That's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing, right? What they doing is listening to the Black populists that don't know what they're talking about. Because the Black person who talks about Black excellence would tell you, know your worth. Don't just know your worth. Louis Vuitton selling a bag for $3,000. You sell you're not Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
See, we have inflated people's thought processes with the way we talk. And that's what happened. They're not trying to nickel and dime you. They're just taking all this feedback that they're getting from their 25 customers that's consistent, telling them, girl, you need to start selling that purse for a little bit more. You go down there to Kate Spade, she's selling your stuff way better than that. So then you start listening to that, but then your customer portfolio falls because you're not Kate Spade. And that's what people don't understand.
I see it in the barbershop.
Yeah, $100 haircuts and this and that. Like, it's crazy.
Boy, stop. Boy, stop.
Gunshow said people only support what they believe in. Penny said it's an issue because them same people will complain about their community and not do nothing about it.
I think most people support what they think others support. They follow the masses.
That's why
they don't have an original thought.
That's why I said we're powerful, blood.
I'm telling you, bro, them same shoes that used to be $50 a pop are now $160. People wearing granddaddy shoes. Back in the day, they won't be wearing these granddaddy shoes, man. People wearing granddaddy shoes. They got them for $150, $200. They butt, man. Come on, man, y'all better, man.
Gunshow said you don't have to believe in the vision. Penny said like and subscribe to support the Raw Society. Please do. Hi, I-90. He's saluting everybody. Appreciate you coming in.
He quiet in the chat.
Yeah, Mark Decker said, give me a shirt. I represent y'all.
Give me a shirt. I represent you.
We're gonna have merch coming. We're gonna have merch coming soon.
Yeah. Penny said, welcome I-90 and Mark Decker. Mark Decker said he in East Point. I-90 said, good evening. Hope everyone is well.
We are.
Mark said he represent where he from.
Mark said, home a big boy, Andre 3000, and Stranger Things.
Yeah, hey, Mark Decker said you able to play him. Hey.
I be on it all day. If you want me, you can find me in the A. That's what he said. Penny said, Souls, did he lie or did he just not advertise? I get what you're saying, though.
He lied.
Did he omit or did he lie?
He lied. You know why I say he lied? Why ever come out and tell the truth if you were just not advertising? Just don't say it.
Okay.
Your moral compass got to you. You had to come out and tell the world what you were actually doing. Nobody asked you about that. Was somebody about to expose your lie? What made you want to think about that? What makes a brand want to finally come out and say that? It's on the pivot too. Y'all can go catch it. Old replay of it. He talks about it on the pivot.
David Muhammad said, sounds about right. Penny said, welcome, David. Mark said, what does race have to do with it? Yeah, we
did all that.
We addressed that, yeah. Marty said, all racists are welcome here. Racist. Penny said, he
heard us, though. He heard us, though.
Hey, what Kalene at? Kalene, you in here? What Kalene Mitchell yet? Kalene will get on there. Kalene would have got on you. She would have snatched your soul out of your chest.
Yes. Racist. Penny said, for clarification, it's all love, no bias on race, just the topic of the evening. Yeah.
Marty set you up for that
one. Mark said, I relocated here from Istanbul and then from Houston, Texas. HTX, that's Houston, right?
Yeah, Southwest
Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Well, welcome to the States, big dog.
Yeah, Penny said, Mark, you official. We got you. Marty said, welcome in, Mark. Mark said, I'm trying to understand what we are, I think, talking about.
Yeah, he called on to it.
Okay. Penny said, Mark, I like I said, you got to rewind the live to catch up, bro. Marty said the same thing. Yeah, go back to the beginning to understand. Mark said, I just ran up on this video and I'm enjoying y'all's content. We appreciate that.
I like that. I'm glad you're here, Mark. I'm glad that push, and I like that pushback too, bro. Yeah. It's all welcome, man. I appreciate that, dog.
Mark said, I love Killer Mike. Cripple Cola, he's amazing.
Oh, that's that trigger warning. That trigger
Yeah,
warning was
yeah, yeah.
awesome though.
Mark said he talks civil rights. Adorable Bruiser Fisher. The judge
Welcome in.
should be charged with overreach and conspiracy.
Mm-hmm. Talking about, I think the mother of them kids, one of the mothers of the kids.
Oh, okay.
Penny said, welcome in, adorable.
She waved back.
Mark said, he inspires me, and I didn't know he had a show. I caught him on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Conversate. It's called Conversate.
Mark said, Killer Mike is a great activist. He said he knows his history. Penny said, I never branded Killer Mike as an activist. He did that himself. I respect him, but to say he can pick and choose, he gonna cause static. But I do understand he's an individual. You can't handle the truth, said LV is still in Black Ideas. WTF. Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, that's very true.
Black Warrior Spirit. Welcome
what's
back.
the name over there? Pharrell and what's the name? And Shador and what's the name? The Clips.
Yeah,
they all over there.
That don't mean that.
All over there. I'm saying that's where they get their inspiration from.
Yeah.
Black Warrior Spirit said, yeah, we need war.
Said forget the understanding piece.
Mighty said, I support a lot of them, but others I have to leave alone because they are trying to sell Walmart products at coast prices. See, that's one of the issues that a lot of people have with supporting Black businesses. Mark said, I like that. You're not Kate Spade. Black Warrior Spirit says, salute to the panel and salute from Cali for sure. Appreciate you being here.
Welcome in from Cali, man. Bro? Welcome in from Cali.
He said, yeah, we been at war.
Yeah, hey, Black Warrior, you're going to have to catch our town hall. We be on at your regular time. At that time, we go on super late.
Super late. Mark said, I wear those penny loafers.
Cut it out.
Penny said, welcome, C5. Yeah.
That's sci-fi.
Say it again.
Sci-fi.
No,
sci-fi. Jordans are to our kids what Chuck Taylor's were to us.
I can see that.
Mighty said he wanted to capitalize on the death of another man. That's why he came out.
Oh, yeah, Mighty, thank you for saying it for me. Thank you.
Who?
You talking about the active in black wear? It was right after George Floyd's death.
Oh.
Yeah, it's more to it. I didn't want to muddy up the waters for it.
Oh, okay. Mark Decker said, yeah, listen to some Paul Wall. Like Warrior Spirit said, like button touched off top for sure. Cali sliding through good awareness discussion. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, hey, I want to say something. I want to say something, man. We really appreciate.
I know what you're about to say.
What?
I know what you're about to say. You ain't even see Nolan and y'all up in here.
No, not at all. Like I'm finna say shout out to Black Warrior Spirit, but I don't think y'all understand because me and Rain Plug don't be with us on the town hall, but y'all don't understand how good it feels to hear people saying that they enjoyed the discussion. Like we really appreciate that. Like this is what you're gonna get here all the time. Pure discussion.
What the hell you mean? I don't appreciate the discussion. What you had me, bro?
No, I'm talking about this is what we normally hear on town hall. Everybody who comes in talks about the discussion. And like I just wanted to say thank y'all to the people who really like discussions and like hearing these are think pieces when you think about it. These are just conversations to make you think. We kind of know where each other stand as a trio. Like we kind of know where each person stand. But like it's just a blessing to have like think pieces that make people want to come back to listen.
AQG said Nolan Wells case exposing what Crump and NAACP haven't been doing for us when Obama and Biden and Harris was running it. Look at how the Republicans moving, doing whatever they want.
What's up, AQ? He been here before. Welcome back, big dog. Welcome back. Yeah, he was in here heavy one time.
Mark said, where are y'all based at?
We in the good old TX, me and Plug.
I'm in
Yeah, we in
Georgia.
Texas.
I'm
We in
south of
Texas.
y'all, south of ATL.
Yeah.
Mark said, the people's champ. Maddie said, I got you sold. Penny said, appreciate it, Maddie. Penny said, I didn't know the background.
Yeah. So we appreciate everybody, man. Great first conversation of the night, man. With a good little hour with that. That's why we only got 2 tonight.
Man.
Perfect time. That was perfect. So we're gonna move on to the one and only, the Black adjacent, your only favorite white anchor. You know what I mean? She might not say the words right, but she is right on time. Here we go with the radar with Ray.
Soft rain got Alabama grace all in the spirit. Yeah. Georgia roots in the soul every time you hear it. Yeah.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to On the Radar with Frame, where we break down stories that are making noise across culture, news, and the internet. No fluff, no distractions, just the headlines and what they really mean. And tonight we're talking about something happening in Indiana that raises a much bigger question, because this might go a little bit further than Indiana. And it's about what we've been talking about tonight too with businesses. When it comes to opportunity, is merit enough if everybody doesn't have the same access? So let's get into it. Indiana Governor Mike Braun has suspended the state's supplier diversity program, including portions designed to increase contracting opportunities for minority and women-owned businesses. The administration's position is pretty straightforward. Government contracts should not be awarded based on race or sex. Instead, Indiana is moving toward a broader small business program that the administration says will focus on competition and merit. And on the surface, I think most people would agree with this. The most qualified business should get the contract, but that's where things get complicated. Members of Indiana's Black Legislative Caucus are pushing back. They argue that these programs were never supposed to mean an unqualified minority-owned company automatically gets a contract. The purpose was to make some qualified minority businesses actually have access to the opportunity to compete for one. And that's what I really want to talk about, because everybody loves the word merit. You know, work hard, build your business, become qualified, compete. But can we really have a conversation about merit without also talking about access? Because if two businesses are equally capable, but one consistently gets invited to the room while the other struggles just to get through the door, are they really competing on equal ground? And this conversation goes beyond Indiana, because as government and institutions begin pulling away from programs specifically designed to create opportunities for minority-owned businesses, we have to ask, does supporting our own become even more important? If we're constantly telling people to build wealth, create businesses, and become financially independent, somebody eventually has to ask, who's making sure they actually get the opportunity to compete? So you can roll the clip. So
A more than 40-year-old program aimed at assisting minority and women-owned businesses. Tim Spears joining us now in studio with the very latest. Tim?
The Diversity Business Enterprise, or DBE program, set goals to ensure minority-owned, women-owned, and veteran-owned businesses had an opportunity to earn state contracts. The Attorney General's office issued this formal advisory opinion saying the program gives preferential treatment based on race and sex, making it unconstitutional.
The issue has never been about capability. It has been about access to opportunity.
The Indiana Black Expo pauses its summer celebration event to condemn Governor Mike Braun's announcement that Indiana is moving to what he calls a merit-based approach to public contracts.
It's a dog whistle, and it's a dog whistle that's opening the door for national politics to creep into what we do here in Indiana.
Indiana has not faced a single lawsuit over the DBE program, but now, based on the opinion from the Attorney General's office, Governor Mike Braun said he's phasing out consideration of race or sex in public contracts, despite it being state law.
It's just getting us in a place to where we're not going to be handicapped by something that got confusing and no longer probably had currency.
Governor Braun took aim at diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives during his first month in office, issuing an executive order for state agencies to replace DEI with MEI, or Merit, Excellence, and Innovation. Indiana Democrats argue the governor is now essentially changing state law by executive order.
Who were the victims of this law? Nobody sued saying they were a victim. So is the victim the white race?
Well, by definition of the program, Caucasian people have a less of an opportunity, right? Because you're giving preferential treatment to women or based on gender or race. So it has to be an even playing field.
A staffer for Attorney General Todd Rokita said the DBE program could also disadvantage other minority groups not included in the law, like Pacific Islanders. Rokita said he's ready to defend the governor's decision in court.
We believe in a colorblind opportunity.
So what y'all think about this?
He double talked.
Yeah,
he said he believed in a colorblind.
He got toenails in it.
But he initially said he initially said the Caucasian race. But I gotta ask.
Or is that a disadvantage?
I'm gonna ask this question.
Let's go.
I'm gonna ask it all night.
Let's go.
How can Ed Delaney be a Democrat supporter? How do we know he's not part of the same plan as the white man who is saying that they're cutting it? This is why I posed these questions at the beginning of the show tonight. It's that why do we think we will say it's a group, but then we'll select certain individuals out of the group and somehow think that person is different. Because I'm gonna tell you, I always said this, and I'm telling you, it's gonna happen if I ever ran for office. I'm gonna run in the opposite of the direction you think. Let me say that again. If I run for office, I'm gonna run for the opposite that you think. And then when I get in the seat, I'll push Soul's agenda. Because that's what they do. That's what Biden did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Biden really ain't no different than Trump. Trump just came out and did what he said he was going to do, and people don't like it. Biden lied to us and then gave all these people pardons and stuff before he left the office and all the types of stuff. Fauci, who lied to us about COVID. Think about this. That's why I keep saying, and I'm only saying this question for the people who are blackity black. I'm not saying this for souls. I'm saying this for the people who want to be up in the uproar all the time and then always say, no, but Ed Delaney, he's a Democrat. You think this cracker don't want cheese on his crackers?
Man,
just like the other cracker? Y'all crazy, bro.
Man,
y'all crazy. And I think that's the biggest problem. I see reality. We talked about this. I live in hyper realism.
Can I give some reality? Can I give some reality?
I'm here to listen, man. I'm a sponge. Go ahead.
If the GM and the assistant GM and the management is all white, right? They can go through a hiring process, but they can hire whomever they want. So how is DEI an issue? And how are they at a disadvantage?
Because DEI came with quotas. See, that's what people forget. DEI came with quotas. That's what made it advantage for. They don't like it because it came with requirements. See, white people still follow
release,
but white people still follow the rules. They follow rules.
Tezlyn talked about this in that hour-long segment with Mike.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that far, but that's how this stuff for me is common sense. It affects them because DEI had quotas behind it. If you tell me I gotta hire 4 Black African American women and they all one must be a HR position, one must be an assistant manager, I have to put them in these spots. And then when I put them in the spots, I can't catch or release them. Because as long as that quota is over my head, I got to deal with the one that I felt was okay enough to put in the spot. They already demanded how much money I got to give them. I'm heavy in politics. We just don't talk about it a lot on here, but I'm abreast to this. This is a game, bro. This is all a game.
Yeah, because I want what just because you had to hire them. Let's just say that those 4 that you had to hire was actually qualified.
But again, the next argument, I'm just playing devil's advocate. The next
Oh, yeah.
argument,
No, I'm saying
the next argument is going to be, well, they only was qualified because DEI dropped the standard of what is qualifying. You remember
what I'm
that?
saying? What if they could
Oh,
actually
go
do the
ahead.
job? What if they could actually do the job?
I mean, anybody can do the job once you train them.
So why is it a fucking problem?
I don't think
it's like they're making it a problem because they don't want them in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it seems. It's that, to me, my opinion, it seems as if the DEI saying that I don't want you in the workplace. Not that you're qualified. You just got this job because of your color. And we had a quota to make. But you know what, Denise? You are actually qualified. So why would what is the problem? You actually doing a great job. What's the problem?
You got Ray, uncle, and grandpa up here.
Hey, from West Virginia.
West Indiana.
No, but for like so like those are the questions I have. That's why when I hear y'all talk, sometimes I'm like, I don't think y'all know what y'all want. Like, yeah. We'll
no, that's not a want. What my point is toward the DEI. All right, they have a problem with the DEI. Okay, cool. But let me just say, what if those 4 was actually qualified? You say, oh, it's lowering the standards. It's lowering the standards, but they still have to do the job.
It's a deeper it's a deeper conversation. Like, it's like, because I'm just gonna keep giving you, because I seen it, right? You gotta think about it. Like, I was in the government at this time when a lot of this happened. Y'all ever been on a job where you start just carrying the weight of multiple people? That's all that happens, Plug. That's what happens. Like, you might feel that they're qualified because they're just in the building making a check. But hold on.
Because it's sorry ass unqualified people of every race.
But
mostly the ones who have the position and say they have someone standing behind them will be less effective than the person who think they got the person looking over their shoulder. They'll probably be more effective. If Rain came into an all-black situation and she the only white one in there, and then if she feels like her boss man or boss lady is on her neck, she's probably going to be more effective because she's thinking that one false move and I'm out of here. I wouldn't even want to work there anyway, to tell you the truth. That's why I don't believe in the workforce. Workforce is some bullshit, if you ask me. For this right here, the workforce is bullshit to me.
He need to be your thumbnail this need to be your thumbnail for your clip, right?
All right, man. I got you.
But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I don't. Yeah, we'll run it. We'll bring it to y'all more in depth. This is how we create our think pieces and shows. Like, we start having these conversations. We'll bring it back to y'all in about a week from now. We'll bring it even deeper, man. Let's get to some of the chat so you can have it for the segment. Let's see. Mark was trying to be messy, talking about let me hear it. No, Mark, no.
AQ said affirmative action included the merit base, and when more and more Black people was getting degrees and showing they was better, they did away with it and gave us DEI.
Thank you.
Penny laughing. Penny said, Plug, if they qualify, they just hating because they took ops away. AQ said, ASOs, you got to go back to affirmative action and why they did away with it.
I agree with you. That's why I say it's gonna have to be a deeper conversation for sure. But I think you see where I'm tracking. Yeah. But we all tracking on the same path. Everybody got more in common than we think. We're starting to really see this. We got more in common than we think. It's just that I'm out loud and asking the question. That's all.
All right, y'all. This has been On the Radar with Rain. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, leave your thoughts down in the comment section if you're catching this on the rewatch, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Soft rain got Alabama grace all in the spirit. Yeah. Georgia roots in the soul every time you hear it. Yeah.
Oh, hold on now. Hold on before we get started. Jesus take the wheel. Clane in here. Clane, you must have heard me say your name 3 times.
Where's she
Put
at?
out
What's
that
up,
bad symbol.
Clane? What's up,
You put out that
Clane?
symbol.
Clane in the chat. She in the chat. I see her over there. Clane in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, it said she said hi. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah. What's up,
Those don't come up
Clane?
on StreamYard.
Yeah. I just talked about you, man. I just talked about you. Yeah. You almost would have caught rain in a chokehold. You missed it. Hey, but as we talk about Earn Your Leisure and we talk about the Invest Fest, we got somebody that's even more powerful on our end. His name is Uncle Plug with the Real Spill with Plug.
Real spill for tonight is investments. An investment is anything you put your time, money, energy, or trust into, expecting it to produce something greater later. But here's the real spill. Not every investment gives you an immediate return. Some seasons require you to keep depositing while seeing little evidence that it's working. That doesn't mean it's wasted. Growth usually happens beneath the surface before anybody can see the results. Be careful where you invest yourself. Stop pouring premium energy into people, habits, and situations that consistently produce negative returns. Invest in your health, your knowledge, your discipline, your relationships, your business, and most importantly, your peace. Money can be replaced, time cannot. So before you make another deposit, ask yourself, is this helping me build the life I want or financing the life I'm trying to escape? Invest wisely, stay patient. Let's consistently earn the interest. I'm Uncle Plug. This is Real Spill. Choose wisely, act accordingly.
Great word of the day, man, for the Real Spill with Plug was investment. He did a word that we all could pronounce. We appreciate you. She said, okay, Plug. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're getting back to the topic at hand tonight. Now that we heard how you say her name correct? So my basketball coach was named Figaro. That's how we pronounced him. But you said Figaro. You said Figaro.
Figaro. It's Figaro. It's Figaro.
Okay, in the side, okay. Because we had one named Anthony Figaro. So Figaro, Tezlyn Figaro started off the conversation, but now we're going to move into segment 2 and allow the people who started the conversation to finish the conversation. Here we go.
Yeah. You're not rocking with the realest podcast in the room. No middleman. Souls. Soft rain. Uncle Plug. Let's go. No middleman.
You could dress. Wow, time flies.
Yeah, I would like to take this time to tell everybody. Charlie, you have the floor.
Yep. All yours, my brother.
All right, let's get into it. It's been an eventful month.
Yes.
It's been an eventful month from the Atlanta mayor situation to InvestFest to post-InvestFest, and here we are. So we're not going to drag this out too long, but it's important to actually we're going to break this down surgical for the audience because it's really important for people to understand. And we're going to have a whole dialogue about this. So let's talk about InvestFest, right? InvestFest, there would be no InvestFest wouldn't be possible without Troy. He's added so much value. Without Mike, AB, Ian Dunlap, Matt Garland, 19 Keys. There's people that, if it wasn't for those people, there would be no InvestFest. It wouldn't happen, right? It wouldn't happen at all. There would never be an InvestFest if it wasn't for the people that I just named and other people as well. But for me, InvestFest is a little different because everybody has their own relationship with InvestFest. InvestFest is something that is my idea, right? So it's a little different when you come up with an idea in your head and 6 years later, it's 30,000 people. That's a feeling that very few people could probably understand, right? So you carry it a little differently. And, you know, I've heard people say like, yo, Rashad's crazy, potentially. But you got to be crazy to think that what you think in your head 6 years later can be a stadium with no outside funding, with no sponsorships, with no relationships, with no connections, with no political relationship, just the empowerment of the people and the support of everybody that's working day in and day out. So when InvestFest really a labor of love. That's what people don't really fully understand. Like we promote InvestFest for 1 year. We already planning for next year now. We promote it for a year. We work on it for a year. This is all us. We don't take outside capital. Everything you see is us. So from a financial standpoint, this is important for people to understand. It makes no sense for us to do InvestFest. It's a loss leader. The amount of money that we make from InvestFest, right? To be candid, because Market Mondays, I owe you guys a conversation because you are actually family.
Yeah.
Me personally, I made more money on one Micron call than what I made for InvestFest. 10,000 hours, by the way. All of them. No, but it's important for people to understand. Okay. We're not making no money on InvestFest because it's a narrative that, well, you guys are just doing it. It's a grift. It's a money grab. There's a lot more easier ways for us to make money. We know how to make money. There's a lot more easier ways for us to make money online or just through stock investing, stock trading, than literally doing something for a year with little to no return. This is just a fact, right? But you know who does benefit from InvestFest? The 100 speakers that's put on stage, that speak in front of people that they've never had the opportunity to, the largest crowds that they ever had in their whole entire life. 400 vendors that come to InvestFest that sell their products with no commission. 30 food trucks that sell their food for the whole entire weekend to 30,000 people with no commission. The hospitality, club owners, restaurant tours, the Uber drivers, the event planners, the security, the hotel staff, you name it. It's obvious that has an economic impact. It's 30,000 people. Obviously, 30,000 people didn't come from Atlanta. If you was at InvestFest, you met people from all over the world. And how they measure events is per day. So 30,000 people is really 90,000 people. That's a 90,000 person event, right? So why am I saying this? I'm saying this to say it hit a little differently when you doing all of this. You're not really making no money. It's a labor of love. You discount tickets. You give tickets away. You discount vendor booths. You give vendor booths away. And you have to hear shit for 8 weeks about how it's a scam, about how we promote scammers. The day before InvestFest, there's a post that goes viral about the top 10 scammers that spoke at InvestFest. Nobody even took the time to even research that half of that list never even stepped foot in InvestFest ever. 5 people never even came to InvestFest ever. That's on the top 10 InvestFest speaker list. Two of those people, I have no idea why is Pinky Cole a scammer? Because she didn't succeed in business. She did succeed. She had a $100 million valuation. There's ups and downs. Who did she scam? Rick Ross? So you have one person that spoke on a podcast stage, and then you have another person. I'm sorry. What Meek Mill say, lock him up if he ain't perfect. I'm sorry. We have 400 speakers throughout InvestFest history, and we had 2 people that are now in federal indictments. Is that my fault? Is that Troy's fault? Oh, we didn't properly vet. How could you properly vet somebody that did something after the fact? But you ain't talk about 398 people that we gave an opportunity to, that we helped change their life. But accountability is very important. So I'm gonna get to that, but I wanted to paint the full picture because when you winning, a winner always feel like you're losing. So to me, it don't feel like a win. People are like, yo, you just came off InvestFest. The narrative should be 30,000 people, and you're right. But it hit me a little different when I know the work that we all put in to help people, to help Black people, and to see negativity left and right on my timeline and people talking about, yo, I met this person at InvestFest and they took my website. Now we're responsible for attendees also. And to see people, and then I'm seeing people in the comments that I know personally, that we help, that we put on the show, champion shit like this, narratives like that at InvestFest, the day before InvestFest. It bothers me on a different level. And it's human nature. You know, you got 100 people that say that they love you. The one person that comes up and says that he hates you, it's going to have a more vitriol response than 100 people that tell you that they love you. But that doesn't make it right. So the accountability is this. No matter how much hate we get, I know that the love is 10 times more. And that's my fault for focusing on negativity over positivity. So for this community, because I'm not talking to social media, I'm talking to the people that's been rocking with us from the beginning. That's Market Mondays. How it came out from the clip, very insensitive. And I know that it could be hurtful to somebody that's like, damn, I've been riding with y'all from the beginning. And how could you say this? So I understand how people could have taken that. And I really do want to say that if I hurt you in that commentary, I truly am sorry for that. Because that wasn't what it was for, and it's not who it's directed to. And like I said, that's something that I should do a better job of focusing on the love. But like I said, it hit a little different when you built it. Like, and it's like everybody's got commentary, but it's like it's a little different because we didn't raise money. So we don't take money, we make money. So everything that we put is on the line. So it's a little different when you put your own money on the line. We don't raise no money. We don't have outside investors. We ain't crowdfund for no money. I'm not knocking nobody that does that, but I'm just saying you gonna fight a little different for your shit when it's your child. When it's your child on trial, you're gonna fight a little different for it because you know that you built that from nothing. Impossible feat. It could never happen again. It can never happen again when we had 2 cell phones and we in a basement. And 8 years later, we got 30,000 people, and we never took money, and we never had no real financing behind us, and we never had no political connect, and we never had no real sponsorship. It's a little different. So when somebody try to tear that down for no reason, it hits you a little different. And that's my frustration. And it's like, we gonna talk about Black people because that's a nuanced conversation as well. But it hurts even more when you see Black people do it. Because it's like, you doing this, it don't gotta be said that it's for Black people. You know it's for Black people. You already know that. And that's the part that people don't, I don't never have to say Black Earn Your Leisure, Black Invest Fest. You already know what it is. You knew you had you have a safe space when you come to Invest Fest because you're Black. You know you got a safe space when you watch Market Mondays. We don't got to say it. It is what it is. Like I said, I ain't have to learn culture. I am culture. This is shit that we grew up in. We ain't got to, like, you know what I'm saying, overemphasize, yo, this is the Black. No, this is what it is. This is what it is. Where I'm going to go? Where I'm going to run? Where I'm going to run to? Who am I run to? You know what I'm saying? Like, who am I run to? I'm not going to be accepted nowhere. So it's like, we going to down the soil before we bend the knee. Believe that. Because this shit really means something a little bit different to us. But like I said, accountability is important as well because you don't never want to disrespect people that support you. And sometimes in your anger, you drag people into it that don't deserve it. And the people that watch Market Mondays, they don't deserve it. People that watch Blackout, they don't deserve it. People that's been rocking with us from day one, they don't deserve it. But I just really want y'all to understand. Y'all talking like, yo, if you don't want to do Invest Fest, we don't have to do Invest Fest. It won't hurt us financially. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to brag, boast. I'm just completely being honest. It's going to hurt other people more than it hurts us. That's just a fact. If we have a $70 million economic impact, you obviously know if we don't do the event, it's going to hurt other people more than it hurts us. And that's when people are like, yo, he's anti-Black. We've done more for Black people than a lot of organizations. I will put us up against anybody. Over the course of the 8 years, we've highlighted 520 Black entrepreneurs. We don't got to say it's Black. We've highlighted 520 Black entrepreneurs that help change people's life. Over the course of the last 8 years, we've made countless people millionaires from watching our show. That's a fact. For free information. We've opened up brokerage accounts. We've changed people's dynamics. We've made people buy homes. We've cleaned people's credit just from the free information that we provided on the show, and that's a fact. So you a political pundit or whatever, and I don't see anybody helping. Like, somebody, what have you done for Black people? That's what we've done for Black people. What have y'all done for Atlanta? That's what we did for Atlanta. In 3 days, we have more of an economic impact than some people have in their whole entire life. That is a fact. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. That is a fact. So y'all saying, oh, yo, he's anti-Black. How? All we did was help Black people from the beginning for free. All we did was help Black people. All we continue to do is help Black people, but it's extremely frustrating when you see Black people. And even this, you see Invest Fest with 30,000 people. It's never been done before. It will never be done. It took all of these commentators to start commentating when I said something about something else that went viral. That's what got the attention. Right now, we got 7,800 people in here. It's the most people we had all year. We've been giving information for free all year. It took 7,800 people to come when we talking about some bullshit. That's why I wore this T-shirt. This T-shirt come from my iPhone. I made this T-shirt with my iPhone. This is our first logo. This is my emoji and Troy's emoji. I made it with my iPhone. This shit really from the ground up. This shit really from the ground up, like for real. Like, I don't think like people fully understand. Like this shit built from the ground up. So it's gonna hit a little different when somebody's talking some bullshit. You're gonna fight a little bit different. You're gonna get a little. They're like, yo, you're too emotional. Yeah, because it means a little bit more to me.
Baby. Yeah.
It means a little bit more to me, and that's the part that you'll probably never understand if you haven't built it. If you haven't built something, it's gonna be hard for you to understand. You're gonna be able to let it go. You're gonna be able to let people throw dirt on your name. You're gonna be able to let people tarnish your shit because it don't mean nothing to you. It's outside capital. It's other people's investments. But when you put your own money up in your own time, it's gonna feel a little different. And the last thing I'll say is like this. As far as like when you say the Black thing, that's why, like I said, we don't never got to say that we Black anything. We've done more for our community than I would argue mostly anybody. That's a fact. Because we did the most important thing and made people money. I know somebody that tried to call one of my friends and tell him like, yo, you need to get, he said, yo, I don't care what you tell me, they made me $2 million. It's going to be hard for me to ever go against the bros because they literally made me $2 million. That was his response. So I'm looking at it like this. It's hard to communicate some things, but they minimize things by language. So when they say, oh, this is the biggest Black financial literacy event, what does that even mean? You segmented it in so many different categories that it doesn't mean anything anymore. Say what it is. It's one of the biggest business events in the world because that's what it is. Now that's a different level of credibility. Now that's a different level of sponsorship. Now that's a different level of growth. When it becomes, how it is now as an influencer event, it's a feel-good community event, then it's just, it goes on social, it goes viral, it's good for the moment. Nah, and that's another thing. Now I'm not happy with 30,000 because I want more. And it's not, I want more for me. I want it to be one of the biggest business events in the world. So when Julian Brown gets off stage, he got $20 million waiting for him because that's what happened if he was at Davos. That's what happened if he was at Milken. So y'all don't understand. It's not even about us. When we have a different lens, this whole shit is going to change. That's the part that's dangerous. Being called a financial literacy event for Black people that's in the Southeast, that's not dangerous. Even though financial literacy is a dangerous word because they use that as a connotation of charity, of people that are not educated, of people that's like, oh, this is just community give back. No, call it what it is. It's business and it's economics and it's investing. We playing at the highest level possible. That's how we playing it. And everybody not gonna understand your vision. And that's fine. And like I said, maybe I am crazy, but I got to be crazy to think about some shit that's going to turn into something like that 6 years later. So fuck it. Roll the dice because we've been rolling the dice our whole life anyway. So yeah, I'm not happy with 30,000 people. I want it to be regarded as the World Economic Forum. I want it to be regarded as the Milken Conference. That's when you're going to see the entrepreneurs really walking out of there with $5 million because all the hedge funds got to come there. They don't look at it like that right now. They don't. And the more y'all tear it down, the more you're hurting your own ecosystem because y'all talking about all this black. Nobody put 19 Keys on stage except for us. That's a fact. Nobody put Queen of Four on stage except for us. That is a fact. Nobody's putting Yaki Awaken on stage except for us. That's a fact. Derek Falcon came home from doing a 12-year stretch. He's on our stage. We putting brothers on stage that would never get an opportunity ever in life. And shout out to Isaac Hayes. We spoke. You know, I had some issues with the commentary that he said because I felt like we helped him a lot. But he said something that was really insightful. He's like, yo, I never been on TechCrunch. I never been on. And I said, what you been on Earn Your Leisure? 8 times. 8 times. Between Blackout Market Mondays, Invest Fest, and Market and Earn Your Leisure. 8 times. Who put Spurgo on? Who put
So I'm gonna stop it right there because he goes on to pretty much do the Stephen A. Smith thing of pointing out every accolade. But I want to say before you guys give your opinion, that last thing he just stated goes back to what Rain asked me and Plug earlier in the Tonight Show. Why do we feel like we have to go here or invest in that? Because of what he just said in that little piece. He said he had this black guy who said he'd never been on this other financial show. But he like, dog, but you've been on Earn Your Leisure over 8 times. Even people who look like us don't see the value in supporting us.
No.
So I would love to hear your guys' opinion about what he had to say. I know everybody probably heard their own version of what he was saying, but I would love to hear what you guys think about what he was saying.
Okay. We had that rhetoric prior to even playing this video. We had this. Me and Souls had our back and forth. None negative. When I first started investing and putting money away and just focusing on my financial future, these 2 gentlemen from EYL, Earn Your Leisure, and Wall Street Trapper was the two guys that spoke my language. They spoke my language, but Trap spoke it better.
Yeah.
So I would listen to them first, but Trap would be my confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing negative to say about these gentlemen because everybody's going to take, they'll take away from whatever he said. And like when I was learning what the tickers was, you know what I'm saying? Like I learned what the tickers was and this, that, and the third from these guys. Like that's like a T-ball coach. You know what I'm saying? A little league coach. Like that's what they mean to me. You know what I mean? And they got me started because I saw two black dudes up there talking about trading, and it intrigued me. I watched them for a long time, you know, before I, you know, just focus solely on dealing with, and you know, I got blessed to be behind the chair and meet gentlemen that invest, you know, themselves that look like me. And I didn't need no podcast no more. I'm getting real life phone conversations and Zoom calls with real black men that I know that helped me, and two white gentlemen that helped me too. And one cat from Pakistan helped me too. So I was, you know, I have nothing. I know what they trying to do, but I know what they fighting against. So I just leave it there.
What about you, Rain?
Sometimes I think I don't know the prelude to the conversation, like to the conversation with, you know, Tezlyn and EYL. I didn't get that part. I never saw that part. But sometimes I think some things don't really have to be addressed. Let people think what they're gonna think. You know, if some of the people think you scamming, a lot of people gonna be with you. Some people gonna be against you. Somebody's gonna always have something negative to say. It's not always gonna be positive, and you sometimes you just gotta put them in your back pocket and move forward. I don't. I get his stance on, you know, they want it to be bigger than just black, but the just black wants it to be just black because they want to. I think that come on, Rain. having the word black in front of things, I think people, right,
Marginalize it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And it just is, there's more to it than that. He wants it to be bigger than just black. And I get the vision, you know, probably.
No, he wants it to be black. He doesn't want it to be viewed. He doesn't want it to be labeled as black.
So he wants it to be black, but he doesn't want to be labeled as black.
Yes, he wants it to be black. He wants it to be us, but he wants it to be not labeled as black. He says there's no need for it to be labeled black because that's what we are. This is what it is. That's what it is.
And that's the reason why he's getting pushback.
Well, he getting pushback because people were calling his event for scammers and all that. And they were talking about some of the names he said, like 19 Keys and all that. But then at the end of the day, he made a comment and said, you know what? Can't make y'all happy, man. I'm done with this. Pretty much saying like he's done with black folks. And he said, next year, I'll just open it up to the whole melting pot.
Yeah.
But if you listen to the beginning of what he said on this one, he opened up with an apology. He led with, I was in my emotions, and he wanted, and that's why I wanted people to really listen to it. I know everybody's not going to get the same message, which is fine. But I think people don't understand the emotion that comes behind something you created.
Oh, your baby. Yeah, that's your baby.
And that's one of the things that people will never understand until you're the one with the vision. When you're the visionary and people can't get on board, it's the hardest thing you'll ever deal with. Because later on in this interview, right after he got done talking, his brother next to him apologized, said, I should have had your back better. Regardless of how I felt about what you were saying, I should have had your back. Because he understands his vision. People who understand your vision should always protect the visionary. You should always protect the visionary. It doesn't matter if we don't agree, but you should always protect the visionary. Because we said we're here because we have the same vision. That doesn't mean we're going to agree with everything, but we should protect the visionary. And like his brother talked about it afterwards, but I think he led with, hey, it's my emotions in this, because I built this thing when me and my brother was in a basement on 2 iPhones, literally talking about investing in crypto or whatever they were talking about at first. You know what I mean? Like, so, but I think a lot of people are going to take away. He felt like he needed to justify his character and the things that he has done to show people what he's done for the people who were also blaming him.
Yeah, because the people that are bashing him don't even know him. Don't even know him.
Like it's like what Stephen A did yesterday when we had him, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know him, his journalist career, he's like, well, I need to tell you what I did. And some people will take that one way, but I respect what he did.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people go ahead. Go. What you said, Plug?
No, you good. Go ahead, bro.
You good. You good.
Say people call it something else when it ain't even that. It's just, it hurt, dog. I ain't gonna even lie, man. I feel his pain, man. It hurt, bro.
Yeah.
It really hurt, bro, because I know, brother. I know what I have an idea of what they bread look like. And it ain't coming from no podcast.
Fact.
Like being solid and having one thing, the main thing be the main thing, like investing. Like, man, I look at mine and be like, man, if I were full-time with this shit, boy, like if I really was getting busy with it, like they getting busy with it, I would just imagine what my portfolio would look like. You know what I mean? Like if I didn't have, my life wasn't set up like it is, man, it right now, it really makes me want to just eliminate everything and just stay focused on that. Because I know what it could be. Like 5 will be 6, like before the year out.
Yeah.
Man.
But
these people crazy, but when they say some scam, bro, they crazy, bro. Like they so ignorant. And I ain't talking about ignorant. I'm talking about ignorant. Like have no clue. Because that's what they was trying to introduce to you what investment is. But everybody want such a quick, fast ROI. Everybody think everything a dope sale. Everything think this a cocaine slang. Everybody think this a pound flip. No, man, this is 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you don't even know, bro. Man, wait till I had this interview, man. Wait till I had this interview, bro. And just see what 6 solid sacrificing years did for somebody. And within the 1 year, it doubled. Went from this to that, like double. Like, man, once you reach a certain peak on the numbers, man, they'll never buy another Gucci shirt, bag, Louis, nothing ever again. You be in corner store tees like this right here. $6 Arab tees. What you talking about, man? Y'all crazy, man. Folks are so uninformed, bro. They so uninformed. And the only thing they try and do is introduce you to something to help your palate, man.
I said something on Plug's show yesterday. Shout out to Doe. They had a great show. A lot of our language is broke people language. You only feel scammed when you felt like you put your last into it because you ain't got no more left.
Boom.
You can't scam a nigga that got money.
Mm.
You can call it a scam. You can call, like, the person might feel like they got over on you. But if I bust down and gave you a $2,000 and you told me you could flip it and do this, and then you can't come back with it, if that $2,000 was my only $2,000, yeah, you scam me. But if I got another 6 figures behind that $2,000, that $2,000 ain't nothing. I just learned the lesson.
I just bought you.
Yeah, you ain't scam me. I just learned a lesson. I think it's different. And that's why I always tell people, everybody lead with money ain't important. It's easy to say that when you don't have it.
Yep.
Because I would tell you this, money has changed my life in positive matters. I'm talking about not just for me, I'm talking about for my family. I'm talking about being able to do whatever your family needs for you to be that person people can call on. And sometimes it becomes stressful to be the bank, but at the end of the day, think about the blessing that you're able to do it. I don't think we realize that. Should Plug will tell you. Plug will tell you. Plug,
I'm gonna
Plug
tell you
see me.
something.
Plug what I wear. I wear jogging pants and a shirt. I go to the barbershop. I look like the brokest nigga in Texas.
He just had them Dion's on though.
Yeah. That's it.
He gonna have them primes on. He gonna have them primes on now. He gonna have some primes and some New Balance. Oh, some New Balance. He gonna have some granddaddy New Balance on.
Hey, so
bro,
wholesome.
I went into Walmart the other day to go get a sound bar for the studio, and bro, I walked in there, bro, and this was the best feeling. I had to call my brother, and I got him on the phone, and I was like, bro, you know I'm frugal. I'm real frugal. I only get the things that I need. I only get necessities, and I get a little bit of what I want, but I put my bread where it's supposed to be. But boy, I walked in that store, and I was looking around. I saw the PS5 down there. I saw the joysticks. I saw the gaming stuff, and then I walked around and I like for real. Then I got mad because I saw the sound bar was the same price as some headphones, and I was like, and I was fussing. But I was thinking to myself, like, well, I get whatever I want out this motherfucker. Like I ain't lying. I get whatever the fuck I want out of here right now. And it felt so good.
Good. Yeah.
But I just came and got my sound bar.
Yeah.
And got the hell on.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that was like, man.
Y'all stop. I'm gonna tell y'all this. There's a book called The Richest Man of Babylon. I talk about this over and over and over again. Everybody go purchase this book.
It's over there.
It's called The Richest Man of Babylon. And this book will let you know how important money is. And it even comes, if you believe in God, it comes from a biblical standpoint as well. But it also tells you about not putting your investments. You don't give he said, I love that book. Yeah. You don't give a man who sells carpet money to invest in silk. Like, I never seen the world that we're living in today. We would let somebody who broke tell us money ain't important. But then they get money off of you. We'll tell somebody to tell you, man, all you got to do is do this, to do this, to do this, man. You can get this, man. But you don't got it.
You ain't got a damn thing.
We have to start investing in what the people who have already achieved what we're trying to achieve. You can't move forward in life trying to listen to somebody who ain't even got you there. This book even tell you when to stop lending money to your family. There's people who died in this book because they owe debts. But that's another topic for another day. But I think the Earn the Leisure, we're going to get to y'all comments too. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Earn Your Leisure, I think he was speaking from a place of emotions. And I think he said it multiple times to let people know that. And I think that's what you have to really take away from it, is the transparency that he led with. Because he ultimately told us, I was hurt by the feedback that I received. So, like a kid, I pouted and said something back mean. But today, I'm coming back here trying to justify why I feel the way I feel. And either y'all are going to accept it or not. And I'm going to tell you the part, and I don't think Plug liked this phrase. I don't know. Rain never said nothing about it because I say it all the time. If you around me, you heard it from me. I'm going to be okay with or without you. Just tell me what you want to do. Soul's going to be okay. Because everything I created before you came here. So that's my bit. And that's literally what he said. We make no money off of InvestFest.
Ain't no easy lose, nigga. Ain't an easy lose, bro.
It's not about being it's not about being an easy. I don't think you lose people just because they move off of what you want them to do. You can still be friends or be with someone and not be doing the same vision. I just feel like people have to understand that, like, Earn Your Leisure is going to earn, they're going to earn their money. They're rich. They're set in stone.
Really, really rich.
Like they have proven things that work. Wall Street Trapper, I watched him tonight. Every Tuesday, he do Trapping with Wall Street. Every Tuesday, he come up with a monologue, amazing work. He's going to be okay for the rest of his life. He has the formula. Once you have the formula, everybody else just, you just a plug and play. The formula is the formula.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Hey, you keep shooting at me, bro. I got my vest on.
You so stupid. But like, because you think about it, you think about Little Dog. Little Dog went from everybody hating on him to Stephen A. Smith and 2 million followers on multiple channels. Revamped a whole show with a whole new panel that ain't even good, but still get the view. It's plug and play. It's literally plug and play. Plug with 1G. Plug and play. So like at the end of the day, I think people need to understand when you have something great in your midst, don't mess it up. And I think that's what Earn Your Leisure was trying to explain. Like, hey, we're trying to bring something for you guys. And I'm going to say this one more time too. For all African Americans, stop selling what you do to just your race. Because this is the battle you fight once you make a statement that other people don't align with. That's the only reason why Earn Your Leisure got the pushback. Because everything they started off was about Black people. I went back and watched some old interviews of them. Every time they went on the show, Black this, Black that, Black this, Black that. And that's really wasn't where your heart was. You just pulled, we talked about this, right? And I'm not trying to throw anything at Earn Your Leisure, but it's almost like that grifting characteristic we talked about. You take the lowest people, and that's who you prey on. And then now that group of people is really your pot that you're pulling from all the time. And I think that's one of the big things we have to learn. Like you have to, so that's the biggest thing. He said, what is economic discrimination? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. We have to give you the actual definition. But let's see here. We got a lot of chats. Chat. Let's see here. We got one more quick topic to go over after this. That's going to tie it all together. Go ahead, Rain, fast as you can go.
Okay. Mark said, y'all doing fidelity index funds or for dividends?
You gotta talk to Plug about that, Mark. Plug the investor.
Penny said, Mark, this is not specific investment. Mark said, oh, ish. She's a Marine. I'm a CB. Who? Mel said, evening, raw rains and souls.
What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
Hey, Mel, that's the second time you done brought your ass in here and you ain't acknowledged me, bro.
She did. She meant to she put it right there. She said, pardon me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm EYL. I'm Earn Your Leisure. I'm sorry. Hey, but to answer that question, economic discrimination is when a person or a group is treated unfairly in money-related opportunities because race, gender, age, disability, neighborhood, religion, or social class, not just because of actual qualifications. Examples: being denied a loan despite having similar credit and income as approved applicants, receiving lower pay for the same work, being charged higher interest or insurance premiums, refusing to hire someone because of their zip code, limiting housing or business opportunities in certain communities, offering lower quality services or fewer financial resources to particular groups. That's economic discrimination.
Superman said, do we still move from a point of humanity first, or since you own the apple tree, you get to choose who eats? Is that the new Black morality money?
No, you have that when it comes to investing and taking control of your financial future, that is a you move. When someone's trying to feed you knowledge, that's a you move. whether you receive it or not. So it's not about owning the tree. Well, the way you can own your own portion of the tree is buying a share of that apple tree.
Mark said Navy CBs build bases in faraway places with the Marines. Thomas Salami said, hello, everyone. Welcome back, Thomas Salami.
Yeah.
He said, start here for biblical truth, Pastor Gino Jennings. Yep.
Shout out to Rain for the $9.99. She said for the collection plate souls for great conversations. Gratitude. Appreciate you, Miss Rain.
Absolutely. And super chats are open, y'all. Leroy says Stephen is the piece of ish. Bottom line, I don't even know what this is about. When I hear his name, I get upset. Sorry, Leroy.
I said no, Leroy. No, Leroy.
Mark said I was in Fallujah in 2007 in the surge of Ramadan.
We both serve too. Me and Souls both serve too, Mark.
Appreciate y'all. John Cochran, 6943 said, whatever happened to DJ Bubba Nuts from the Bronx, NYC?
Not sure, but appreciate you stopping in,
brother. Not for
Leroy
me.
said, can't help it, bro.
Look at Rain, man, with that membership. 2 months, man. Welcome in. Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Penny said, bottom line, investment comes with risk, and the more you got, the more you risk and take.
Big facts.
Mark said he's wearing New Backs.
With the New Balances. Yeah.
Penny said, don't hate on the New Balances. Supermax said, at Penny, just the facts, respect. Mark said, I still have New Balance shoes. I'm a CB.
Yeah, they gave them all white ones to y'all.
Supermax said, wearing some balances right now. They brought them back.
And the
Mark
dungarees.
Said, the dungarees. Mark said, I love that book. Mainly P. Hall is a goat. Manly P. Hall is a goat. Mighty said, that's a darn good book. Penny said, buy my PDF booklet for $9.99. Laugh out loud. Hey. Mark said, find all books. Supermac is laughing at Penny. Supermac says, souls you reek of economic discrimination. And that's cool.
He said, you reek of economic discrimination.
I think Supermac just like pointed me out because me and Plug literally agreed. Me and Plug literally agreed on the same thing, but he only hears it from from Soul. So I appreciate you, Supermac. I'm sorry, my ears do not hear broke-ish.
Mine said, Penny, I got mine off of Kindle.
I can't relate.
Mark said, do any of y'all listen to Yusef L?
I listened to a little bit of it, not too much. I ain't like abreast to it, like real heavy though. And Plug broke down everything from Mr. Johnson. He said, he got a question. I'm gonna make sure it ain't got a scheme through the. He said, so a question: if somebody doesn't show up to work on time consistently and cost the job more money than they actually producing, are they actually worth paying what you refer as a living wage?
No, that person should be fired. That person should be fired immediately. Like if you're coming to work and you're not doing your job, if you're not doing your portion, then you should be fired.
And he said in other words, does due diligence that shows up the work 15 minutes early, does his test on a daily measure, doesn't take time off, doesn't do no call, no show versus doofus that does the opposite. John, you could be transparent here. Are you talking about black people that come in to work late at your job?
I mean, it could be anybody at his job.
Okay, it could help us out.
Does doofus deserve the same living wage as diligent? No. Okay. They deserve to be fired. They shouldn't be making no paper.
It is what it is.
That's one of the mantras, bro. One of my mantra is this. You go to work, you do the grown folk stuff first. You get up in the morning, you get yourself ready, you get out the door, you get to work on time. I work by appointment, so I have to be to work on time. Then, after you get done doing your due diligence, when you get off of work and you clock out, then you do what the fuck you want to do. But if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you should be fired. And that shit has nothing to do with no DEI. It should be on your ass.
And appreciate you, John Wealth. I could see you on the other side. Thank you. I just want a clarification. I ain't, you know, we got to make sure you ain't in there. Yeah, we got to make sure you ain't in there trolling or nothing. He said, no, I don't believe in color of skin determines somebody's worth as a human. That's to my mind evil. Okay, appreciate you, dog.
Sure.
We just had an axe. I know sometimes people come in here, you'll start reading their comments, and then 10 seconds later they flip to something totally different.
Yeah.
You be like,
yeah, sorry ass come in all different shapes, colors, and sizes. Sorry ass.
Thanks.
What's up, Miss V? What's up? V is she.
Supermax said, plug, add people staying away from you because you broke to that definition and stay out of New York. Stay out of New York.
And stay out of New York.
Miss V said, Black New Balance.
Black New Balance 5.
Clay said, higher slow. Higher slow. Penny said, plug felt that in his soul. You fired.
For real, bro.
Superman said, here for sociology and psychology souls. I'm a family man. Plug TV too much reminds me I can go outside.
Yeah, hey, stay inside, Supermax. Stay inside, big dog. Stay inside, man. Stay inside. Stay inside.
Scruff.
He said Penny with the PDF book. Mr. Join Raft, he said that's because a lot of people have the memory of what's that? Some fly nowadays. Okay.
Sexy fly now.
All right, man. So we're gonna close the show up tonight with Souls Talk, and we're gonna wrap all this in. We talked about a lot of subjects tonight, but the main subject we talked about is where the black dollar is actually spent. And I wanted to close tonight off with explaining to you guys that sometimes where the black dollar is spent could ultimately be the demise of the black dollars. Here we go. So we started talking about this yesterday, and we're going to finish talking about it today because I felt on my spirit that Souls Talk is all about education. Everything's about seeing not just the beginning and the tragedy, but also seeing what the true ending was of something that we thought someone else destroyed. So we're going to be talking about Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Massacre, better known as Black Wall Street. Anybody who would like this, I could send you an email of this think piece and all the facts that it's coming from, but I'm going to read to you guys the key takeaways of Black Wall Street. So it started off with the rise. Segregation created unprecedented black prosperity. Greenwood was a 35-block self-contained black economy in Tulsa, Oklahoma in the 1920s. Jim Crow laws forced black people to shop within their own community, creating a surplus in the economy for blacks. Black dollars circulated within Greenwood, creating wealth and opportunity. By 1921, it was the most prosperous black community in America, better known as Black Wall Street. Had its own schools, own hospitals, own theaters, newspapers, and thriving businesses. The massacre, one night of systematic destruction. On May the 31st, 1921, a false accusation against a young black man triggered white violence. On June 1st, 1921, a white mob descended on Greenwood and burned it to the ground. 35 city blocks destroyed, 1,200 plus homes burned, 300 plus people killed. The destruction was orchestrated, and it wasn't a riot. It was an ethnic cleansing. The resilient narrative that we don't talk about. The rebuilding against the sabotage. Greenwood residents rebuilt almost immediately after the massacre. Within 6 months, 700 plus homes / buildings reconstructed. By 1936, Greenwood reclaimed its position as the largest concentration of black-owned businesses in the U.S. But this resilience had to overcome active governmental sabotage. So I'm giving you all the facts. City officials installed a reconstruction committee led by the KKK, used bureaucratic obstacles and withheld relief funds to prevent rebuilding. Wanted white developers to seize the
Sons
land.
of bitches.
Okay, but and not black residents to recover. The second destruction, how progress dismantled what violence couldn't. In the 1950s paradox, when segregation laws began ending, for those who does Jim Crow, those type of things, begin ending, Greenwood's economy collapsed. Black people could finally shop outside of Greenwood. Money flowed out to white businesses across the town. The captive market that made prosperity possibly disappeared. In the 1960s, a death blow, federal highways construction cut through Greenwood neighborhoods, further isolated the community economically and physically. Urban renewal became a tool of destruction, and not progress. The deeper meaning of this system of containing black success. Violence was the first one in 1921, the direct destruction attempt. Then in the 1960s, it became the system. When violence failed, America used law, infrastructure, and progress to limit black prosperity. Black economic power is tolerable only when contained and isolated. The moment it becomes truly prosperous, the system adjusts to suppress it. This isn't accidental, it's structural racism, wearing different masks. The unfinished reckoning. Greenwood's story is now public, but materials, representation remain hypothetical. No direct payment to survivors or descendants from the city of Tulsa. The question remains, why should a community have needed that level of resilience? And the real issue isn't why they could rebuild, is that they shouldn't have to. So, again, when I preference this, I'm not saying anything was right, but I'm letting you guys know this. Ultimately, and I can send you guys the document. After they rebuild, the downfall of the new Black Wall Street was our own people. Once the laws actually closed, once the laws they got rid of the certain segregation laws, we decided to spend our dollar with the white people, which later on allowed them to eventually move in to the area to build highways. And that's what I wanted to talk about yesterday, because a lot of people speak about Black Wall Street as if it never came back. It came back. But what they did after they seen that they couldn't destruct it or cause damage from violence, and it was rebuilt, they then manipulated the system through the system. And so I want to have the final conversation tonight because we talked about the black dollar. And we talked about why it's important to shop at black companies and shop at black businesses. And I think this is a very critical story, because if we would have just stayed in our community and continued to shop in our community, regardless that they were taking the prices up by $15 and changing all these things, I think it would have still been able to be successful if we knew that, hey, we control this narrative. So what is your guys' thoughts on this?
Damn. Sad. I knew about the reconstruction, and I knew about them leaving. You know what I mean? But where I get, sad about that, it could have actually branched out. But I also had a thought that there was some under the table deals for the actual move. Come over here and you can make more money doing this. You just bring in the cool cat that's cool with, what I'm saying, that can get along with everybody, and he go up under the table. I can just see like it's always a plot and a scheme happening in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Just in my
Yeah.
mind. And it's like I could see Buddy coming in and getting them to come on over here because they knew that eventually the town would outgrow itself. In 5 to 10 years, you know, more kids will be born, more people will be traveling to move there, and it would actually branch out, and it would turn to from a actual city into a county, and from a county into a state, and the state into pushing outward. So, you know, it's always it's if that's the case, then nothing is systematic at all. If there's not a plan to stop the growth of that actual project and economic growth happening within a community, then it's nothing systematic, which means whoever don't believe that that systematic that doesn't exist, then it's like you got to be blind to that, because it wasn't just by coincidence that folks would just leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're flourishing, why would you leave? You would only leave somewhere if you're not flourishing, or you felt you wasn't safe. So did it speak in that about preventative measures, like maybe creating security and
It talks about it in the full article.
Right. So if that's the only thing that would actually make someone leave, if they didn't feel safe or they wasn't flourishing. So if they were flourishing, they didn't feel safe, but they took preventative measures to make sure that the people were safe, then I would have to say that there was something systematically set in place to separate that whole ordeal. That makes sense to anyone?
A little bit.
Just a little bit? Scale of 1 to 10. 6? 6.5?
About a 3.5.
Oh man, you crazy.
No,
delusion is high.
No. I definitely see what you're saying. But I want to give people a little snapshot into my brain. I'm big about, because we always talk about history, right? And we always talk about generations and our children, and I still feel like we always need to give the younger generation the full story, not just the trauma and the tragedy of the story. Because ultimately, everything you said can be, two things can be true here. What Plug said can be true, and this other side is true, right? Regardless that we felt unsafe, we still had the power.
Yep.
And that's what I always want us to remember. I say this over and over. I don't know how people always miss that verbiage, but we have the power. And Black Wall Street wasn't a city. It was a stretch of road. Like, it wasn't like they had the whole Tulsa, Oklahoma. Like, that's not what it was. It was a stretch of road. Like, even with that being said, they were able to rebuild after that disaster. For those who read the book Alchemist, it makes a lot more sense. But they were able to rebuild. But once they rebuilt, they still started comparing their rebuild to what they wanted, that they thought they should get.
Yeah.
A lot of our life today that we struggle with is because we continue to compare what they got to what we got. Why do I got to start here and they don't? Why do I got to? That gets you nowhere at the end of the day. I'm not saying that you don't need to acknowledge it. You can know it's there, but you still got to put your head down and go to work. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta put your head down and go to work. If you want to be a 6-figure earner, 7-figure earner, whatever you want to be in life, you can get there. Will it look like everybody else's march? No. There are some Black people too who get it handed to them. Like, everybody don't have the same race. Everybody don't have the same outcomes, but that doesn't mean you can't get there. And I always want people to realize that, man, they destroyed something, but we were so powerful that we rebuilt even in the midst of Jim Crow, even in the midst of all these things that were going on, even in the midst of them putting a KKK government in, we rebuilt something that they tried to destroy by violence. We rebuilt it, but then at the moment we were rebuilt, we allowed them to now play a trick on us. And now we want to go see what they got over there, and we're going to go spend our money over there. And I think we have to remember that if we would have just kept spending our dollar where we were, Black Wall Street would still be the same thing. It wouldn't just be a store. It would be a physical thing that you still see to this day. Because it's that power. It's kind of like what Plug said about Louis Vuitton, right? Everybody he picked out was Black people who create fashion, Black people who create what's trending now. Like I try to focus on the positive, man. I feel like the negatives are there. Like Plug said, you will see it on your timeline all day. But what's motivating you to keep moving? And for me, that's positivity.
It's like most people that have money don't want to invest, don't care about investing. And the ones that invest in stocks don't want to invest in crypto. And the ones that's in crypto just think the whole system's corrupt. You know what I mean? It's like, I still think that all of this is a part of a systematic situation.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's all they like. It's something to, you know how many people study dinosaurs and the bones, and most people study, genealogy and of the earth and rocks, and they know everything about rocks. The ones that study people, races, actions, probabilities, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have mastered this, and that what goes into marketing, and that's what goes into the system that's in place. Like, they can predict what not the whole mass, but the mass will do, the majority would do, even if it's 51%. They would just know that what they would do. And then they know the portion of the ones that would just follow the masses and the other ones that would stray this way. And they know that this number will be by themselves. They know that this number will be small. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's a hell of a game. I just try to play against the game. You know what I'm saying? What they would expect somebody with my background and what I've been through to do, I try to do the opposite. Like, no, I'm not going to get a job. I'm going to work for myself. No, I'm not just going to work for myself. I'm an LLC. No, I'm not just going to LLC. I'm an S Corp. No, I'm not going to just S Corp. I'm going to invest. No, I'm not just going to have a SEP IRA. I'm going to have a 401k. I'm going to have a Roth IRA. I'm going to do everything that they think that I would not do. I'm going to do the exact opposite.
Yes.
This soapbox getting slippery, man.
My
no. It's crazy though, right? Like, it's crazy because like we're both saying the same thing, and you're saying just kind of do the.
I'm your Leroy.
Yeah.
I'm your Leroy.
Yeah. Like I think you understand what I'm saying. I'm all about. There has to be an optimistic person within the group. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that I neglect history. I'm just choosing not to let history dictate my 10 steps I'm about to take forward. That's all I mean when I say that. Like, that's all I'm saying when I say this. Like, I know that there's people out there that's against me, but when I make these steps forward, I can't worry about those who are against me. I'm hoping that when I take 10 steps forward, it's 2 more people thinking like me. Or if they don't think like me, we can agree to disagree, but keep moving. You know what I mean? So,
what you was about to say, Ryan?
I just said clip that what he just said. But no, my question is, I know we brought up supporting our own. Support Black people, support Black businesses. What can we do to encourage that more? What's the solution to not step like Tulsa? rebuilt, but they stepped outside. What's the solution to more encouragement for not stepping outside and still supporting these Black-owned businesses?
Ask that one more time, right?
We can. What's we're solution based. What's the solution?
I think the solution is what we're doing right here. Being able to have the conversation right now.
The conversation, yeah.
Because a lot of times we don't even get to have the conversation. Like, I think right now it's not a ending solution, but I think it's the start of a solution, right? Like, even when you look at Clane asking great questions, she's talking about it's more complex, which it is. It's very complex. Like, this is like a series you could do and talk about so many things that has happened and continues to happen to this day. With that being said, I think the first solution will be talking about it. I think the second one would be people getting together and truly saying, what does it look like for you? What does Black prosperity look like for you? What does positive Black economy look like for you? Like, seeing what people really think those things look like, because we all might have a different vision of it. Plug might say Black Wall Street. I'm like, nah, man, that was just a stretch of a road, man. We need a whole city. Okay. Clane might be like, nah, bro, we need a whole state. Supermac, like, nah, we need a whole region. You know what I mean? Like, so now you got to start building. Okay, well, we see that we want to get to the southern region. We want to take that over. But how do we take over this block right now that got all these abandoned houses on it? And that's where plug conversation came in yet. When you go talk to people and they don't want to invest.
Yeah.
Like, let's just go buy the houses, dog. Like, what are you scared of? Let's just go buy the houses, dog. We pass by them every day. We in the hood. Plug, man. Let's go throw 90 grand over here, man. Let's go throw 90 grand over here. Let's buy 9 of these houses. They sell them for 10 grand a piece. And let's see what we can do with it. You know what I mean? That's really where it starts. Because now we're the faces in that neighborhood. When we got our Mexicans out there fixing up the house that can build a house in a week. You know what I mean? But me and Plug out there every day in our golf cart, riding around, talking to the neighbors, telling them how they can get their houses rebuilt and refinanced. We can help you have a better house. We can, hey, let's do this. Hey, you know what I mean? We got Alejandro over here. He's gonna be cutting all the yards for our 9 houses.
Laying the sod.
He'll take care of you too if you just blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's politicking.
But let me push back on that. So we supporting Black businesses, right? So why do we have to get Alejandro and why can't we get Leroy down the street?
I'm just trying to keep people in their appropriate roles.
Because in their appropriate role, and at the same time,
Leroy Green Acres, the best.
It ain't just Black because John make it like it ain't just Black because John may have the general contractor license. So the things that we need to build, we can keep it in house. He's with us. He on our team. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Okay, you got government officials. All right, we got you. So now we got you over here making sure that we can talk to the people down at City Hall and get these permits so we can do what we need to do. Like everybody, it takes a village, and the village would be us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The village would be us. It's not, I mean, I know that we was talking about Black dollars and Black enterprise when with the first 2 segments, but this is, and we talking about Black Wall Street right now, but it's also a situation where everyone is needed to make this happen. You know what I mean? Because you at the end of the day, you got to think, if we are, let's just think in this aspect, if we are marginalized, if we are redlined, we're gonna need that face that actually sees our vision and it says, you know, hey man, I'm with you, bro. We need Mark. You know what I'm saying? To be like, yeah, we with you, bro. So
or we got to go back to the table, right? Let's say if Plug feel like we need Mark, Souls feel like we don't need Mark, Rain feel like we don't need Mark. Well, you know what Plug need to say? Hey, Rain and Souls, I need 20 grand for y'all. We need to send Junior through this course. You see what I mean? Those are the conversations we're not having. If you don't want Mark, if you don't want Mark, we got to go invest in Junior.
Yeah.
It's going to hold us back about 6 months now. He got to go to school. We got to make sure he's studying every night. We got to make sure he know all this stuff now. You see what I mean? Like, so we can go either route, but every time we choose ourselves first, know it's going to be a delay. That's all. And you got to be okay with those delays. That's all. That's all. That's all it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Good conversation,
Yeah.
man. Great conversation.
Yeah, man.
Great conversation.
I just, hey, just with that, Mac, you know what I'm saying? I just know how to hustle. You know what I'm saying? I know how to hustle. And I make sure that the ones that are being, you know, entered into the situation, man, they for the squad. That's what that's my position. That's what I do. I make sure I vet everything that come in, make sure they for the squad. You want your kids getting kidnapped?
He said external forces kept money in the community, Jim Crow, not voluntarily. Penny said that's why we can't recreate no trauma. Supermax said solid souls keep the black dollar black is the essence of black morality, respect. Another superior concept for Raw Society Network again. Penny said plug just sneeze, so Penny said good old eminent domain.
Yeah.
Penny said red lining.
Better believe
Supermax said we have always known the truth. Fact is we've been conditioned to accept and believe it. Yes. Talking to you. So they said it appears to have been 30 years between the massacre and the civil rights changes.
That's true.
In the 50s and 60s. Monty said, I said this last night, we need to go back to Black Wall Street and pool our money in the community. Segregation is not all bad.
I don't think we need to go back there. You can create wherever you are.
Supermax said, at Penny, how I missed the shadow realm. Penny said, because I didn't send you there. Penny said, plug, don't take that from souls. We got you. Supermax said, plug TV, new and more new and more new and more new result. No, burn them.
No, burn them.
Ms. V with the praying hands. Penny said Black Wall Street was an economic base, not really just the buildings. The building caused proximity, which reinforced the concentration of economic recirculation.
Damn.
So says Kane, yes, correct, from 1920s to 1960.
40 years.
Penny said no trick as much as we drink our own Kool-Aid based on equality, thinking we needed to go get goods and services outside of our system because it was inferior by narrative.
He agreed with me.
So Kane said, I think it was more complex than stated. So the Raw Society said, Kane, it is what it is. We will have to do a longer conversation. It is a deeper discussion. Supermax said, souls, applause, and respect. Penny said, rain, education. Ms. V said, look at all the Black-owned businesses in your areas and advertise them if they are legit and worthy.
Oh, they just gave me an idea, plug. Go ahead.
Kane said, the solution is being more deliberate about with and with whom you will spend your dollars. Penny said, souls, you think too small. We need a black solar system.
I got you, Penny. My bad, big dog. My bad. We need to go get Pluto. Penny, hey, Penny, I thought we already had Pluto. You're a rapper.
hey, Penny and Mac on it tonight, man.
Yeah.
Kane said it comes down to trust.
Yeah.
Penny said, Kane, truth. Superman said, y'all said or missed it last night. What has the collective done lately? Souls, forgive me. Penny said, wow, really, souls, appropriate roles is crazy, bro.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just speaking the truth out loud.
Kane said a group called the Freedom Georgia Initiative, made up of 19 Black families, purchased over 500 acres. We went over this of land in Wilkinson County, Georgia, to build a safe and sustainable community.
Where you been, Kane? Kane, you gotta go back. Go back
But
and
what
watch
happened?
some of our go back and watch some of our old stuff. We just covered this probably less than 3 months ago.
Yeah.
We covered this on No Middleman. This was one of our topics. We appreciate you. Yeah, everybody in tune, man. Everybody in tune,
Penny said, we out the box in the chat, fam.
man.
Super Max said, miss me with the Mexicans. Lene said, it's happening. Upscale Media, welcome in. Part of the solution is for people like you all buying and spending money on Black-owned products monthly. Buy sneakers, hygiene products, clothing, etc. monthly. Ask yourself, how much did I spend? Invest.
You know what? I'm gonna say it out loud because it don't matter. Upscale Media, I think the better option too is not just spending, but why don't those Black-owned businesses become our sponsors for these platforms?
That's just what I was thinking.
We could circulate the dollar all at one time. I play your commercial on a 3-hour show. I play it 4 times on, and you pay me this much a month for every show we do, and then we'll circulate a certain percentage of that will go back to your store. We'll purchase something from your store, and then we'll take the rest, and then we'll just keep. I feel like that's how we circulate the dollar. But you will see so many people like, well, you ain't got this many people in it, but then you complain about your sales.
Mighty says, Superman, you are acting up tonight. We all need to eat. Superman said, yo, first. Yo, us first, respectfully, Rain, F the future.
No, for the
future. For the future. I'm sorry, for the future. Penny says, so Souls, what you saying is make African Americans great again?
Did not come out of my mouth. Did not come out of my mouth.
Penny said, for me, we never stopped. G. Superman said, exactly, Penny. Morality, not asking for much. Mighty said, you know what I mean, so stop picking on me. Miss B said, Penny, laughing at Penny. Penny said, Souls, we want royalties. Don't be taking the chat ideas.
I was thinking the same thing, bro. I promise you. As soon as he said, "Oh," I said, "I'm thinking the same."
Let me ask y'all a question, though. Never mind. Go ahead.
G8BB, G8BB.
That's great, BB.
Great BB, great BB. Hey. The price is the price, even if you Black.
We appreciate you.
Superman said, yo, Penny, 333 chat leader, morally for real. Clay said, I just started watching you a week ago. Gunn said, that's real.
Yeah, Clay, we know. I was just saying that we wanted you to know that we on task with you. Yeah, we covered that. We covered that at the same time where those white folks try to create their own little town.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah. Miss B said 100 in the gratitude. She said nobody's back is left itchy. Upscale Media said, I agree, but most of us need capital to get started, but great comment.
Hey, talk to us. Send us an email. Let us know what you're talking about. Rain, to get an email in the chat.
Mary said, I'm hearing that too, Penny. She said, I keep calling her Mary Almighty, said, Souls about the Black Wall Street because you looked confused.
Oh, yeah, because you were talking about going back there. I said we don't need to go back there. We just need to start our own. I think we're trying to recreate wheels instead of creating them where we are.
Penny said, I got you, Maddie. And Clay said,
yeah, I'm all about it, man. One thing I ain't gonna lie to you about, I ain't shy throwing $1 here and there. That's why I started early talking about when you're broke, you can't have these conversations. You can't even talk about it. Upscale said it perfectly. A lot of people just don't even got the capital.
Yep.
Upscale, send us an email. Send us an email to this email. Let us know. I don't know. It looks like you have a media company or something. Send us an email. Let us know, man. We can start a little sponsorship. Let us know. Send us an email though. Just to let you guys know, this Thursday, me and Rain will be doing an interview on the town hall with a young lady by the name of Sophia Lancaster. Her son lost his life in Florida a few years ago. She's still trying to find justice for her son, and so she's going to be coming on to the town hall to actually give us the story, talk about what's going on, and we're going to see where we can help or where we can support. Just want to let you guys know we are trying to do some of the small work right here at No Middleman, pretty much the Raw Society Network all together, just trying to bring people on who are seeking help. They reached out, and so we're going to have her come on this Thursday if God says the same. If not, me and Rain already agree we're going to cover the story regardless, but we did speak to her, but I know she has a lot going on. She be on shows and everything, so we respect her time. But when she come up, I just ask all you guys who was here tonight if y'all could come on and support Miss Lancaster, not supporting just us, but Miss Lancaster, man, trying to find justice for her son, Malachi Lancaster. So
like and subscribe to the Raw Society Economic. That boy cutting up tonight, man.
You don't have having these conversations with people that don't have the capital can be that one conversation that motivates them to get the capital saved up to invest.
I agree, Marty. I agree.
Supermax said, wow, souls again with the economic discrimination.
That's not discrimination, dog. I said I don't mind. Hey, Supermax. I said I just don't mind throwing some tokens. Like, I'm okay with being the person who needs to invest. It just has to be a legitimate investment. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? I'm rich in God. I'm rich in spirit. He said, y'all donating to her.
I can drop to the GoFundMe.
No, we'll do that after Thursday. I like to really gun. We'll let you know on Thursday, big dog. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. We ain't gonna grift or none of that. We're gonna make sure everything on the up and up. And then we'll let you know online if we donate. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you in your face. I ain't. But the story is very, 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 very unique, man. Very, very unique story. If y'all get a chance, look up Malachi Lancaster out of
Gainesville, Florida.
Y'all look him up. Very promising athlete too.
Yeah.
Seems to be a theme around a lot of these things. Penny said legitimate investment sounds like souls economically frugal. Yeah, I'm very smart with it, boss man. Very, very smart with it. Yeah, I don't dress up or none of that, dog. I wear jogging pants. I don't care if we going to a restaurant, where we going. A white doctor once told me it don't matter what you wear and what you drive. Only thing that matters is if that car don't decline. So remember that. So we'll let you close it out there, Miss Rain.
Make sure y'all check us out tomorrow night for Playback and Perspective.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
The Princess Row, the Princess of the Row. Tomorrow night.
We ain't seen Rigid either. Rigid, I don't know where you been, bro.
Rigid probably say, hey, wait a minute, y'all be putting me off. So I'm gonna make sure I post it to our channels as well. But make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night. And if y'all have not done it already, or if you have, refresh yourself on YouTube. It's called Princess of the Row. So as we close out tonight, I'm going back to the same place we started. Greenwood, Black Wall Street, because the lesson isn't simply that Black people once built something extraordinary. The lesson is that we have always possessed the ability to build businesses, institutions, media, companies, opportunity. But tonight's conversation exposed another question. What happens after we build it? What happens when the people who supported the institution feel disconnected from the institution? What happens when criticism becomes disrespect? What happens when accountability turns into destruction? And what happens when explaining yourself starts sounding like you're running away from what you originally said? That's where this conversation between Earn Your Leisure, Tezlyn Figaro, Killer Mike, and the public becomes bigger than personalities. But everybody keeps asking who was right. Maybe the more important question is, what do we do next? If you're EYL, listen to the people who believed in what you built. If you're criticizing EYL, hold them accountable without pretending their entire contribution suddenly disappeared. And for the rest of us, stop believing that disagreement automatically means war. Every disagreement doesn't require an enemy. Every bad statement doesn't require destruction. Every misunderstanding doesn't require us to choose a team before we've even heard the entire conversation. But accountability still matters. Words still matter. And if you said it, you have to be willing to stand on it, clarify it, correct it, or apologize for it. Because Black economic power cannot simply mean Black people spending money with Black businesses. It also has to mean responsibility from the business to the consumer, from the consumer to the business, and from us to each other. Greenwood showed that Black people were capable of building more than a century ago. So maybe tonight isn't about asking whether we're at war. Maybe the real question is, are we mature enough to disagree without burning down everything we built? Because if we can't, we don't need a middleman to destroy us. We'll do the jobs ourselves. This is No Middleman, Truth Over Teams, Conversation Over Confrontation. And as always, let's discuss it. Good night, y'all.
Yeah. No middleman. We ain't chasing clicks. We trapping the algorithm with truth. Let's go. Turn the beat, bitch. We trap the algorithm. Cooking truth daily. Everybody love fake. Real talk make them hate me. Selective outrage. Moral confidence shaky. They don't want truth unless it entertaining. Trap the algorithm. No middleman. Yeah, we all in. Speak facts loud. Whole room listening. Everybody trigger when the truth start hitting them. Alabama roots with a Georgia mentality. Pretty face, but I speak reality. Everybody online selling fantasy till accountability pull up gradually. People want healing but avoid the pain. Want peace online but still play games. Off tone cut deep when I say names. Truth hit different when you can't deflect blame. Everybody screaming protect my peace. Whole time they the chaos underneath. No middleman, we exposing belief. Cause fake empowerment getting way too deep. We trap the algorithm. Cooking truth daily. Everybody love fake. Real talk make them.
Yeah. This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman. No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turn losses to losses. Then flipped it to